Hello, welcome back, you beautiful people. It is time again for Statman Dave Live, and this is going to be the Champions League clash between Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. It's going to be a great game. These giants have met before in Europe on many occasions. But tonight, it's going to be all about Cristiano Ronaldo and his quest to beat his own record. If Ronaldo scores a hat-trick tonight, he'll be on 18 Champions League goals, which will beat his previous records, and that'll be the most goals in a single season ever. And I need to mute my own laptop. I am sorry about that. Of course, we're going to be talking about team news straight away, and then we're going to dive into the action. The party will be started, and you guys will be coming along. Make sure, of course, to subscribe if you're new to me, Statman Dave. Like that video, and of course, StatZone. We're in association with StatZone. So we may go play with StatZone right now. StatZone, of course, is an app that you can get in the App Store. And what it shows you is lovely things like, of course, the team lineups. That's what we want to look at now. I want to talk about the team lineups. But at the moment, we have got a bit of an issue with the tech, as always. So we'll just have a little look right now, see if we can sort that out. But I can read that out for you right now. So for Bayern Munich, of course, Manuel Neuer is out of the game. And the second keeper comes in. Matt Hummels, Boateng playing in centre-half for Bayern Munich. Rafinha and Kimmich as the fullbacks. And, of course, Javier Martinez holding in midfield with a pretty attacking central midfield. This is quite interesting, of course, with James Rodriguez and Thomas Muller. Flanked either side by Ribery, Robben and Lewandowski through the middle. And we can look at that lineup right now. That is the power of StatZone. That is why you should download the StatZone app. The link is in the description below. Got any sort of questions, anything you want to say, get into the comments like yesterday. And if we hit a certain amount of likes, we'll do some crazy challenges. So if you've got any challenges that you want me to do on 500 likes, that is going to be our first milestone. Get them into the comments. I'll talk to the producers. If it's okay, if it's legal, we will do it. So, the Bayern Munich lineup we have spoke about before. The key thing here for me is Thomas Muller and, of course, James Rodriguez in central midfield. That could be quite interesting when we go and look at some quick analysis in a second. In terms of Real Madrid, though, their lineup as well, much changed. Zinedine Zidane moving away from the diamond, it does look like. Isco on the left wing, Vasquez on the right, Ronaldo through the middle. The classic three-man midfield of Luka Modric, Casemiro and Toni Kroos. Back four, of course, Sergio Ramos comes back, Marcelo at left back, Varane at centre-half, and, of course, Dani Carvajal, who got targeted in that first leg, and Keylor Navas makes up the team. But in terms of what we want to talk about first, we want to talk about the Real Madrid game against Juventus, because that was a real interesting game. For me, Max Allegri was absolutely fantastic in terms of his tactics, in terms of how he sort of, bullied Real Madrid, arguably, in an aerial sense. So if we even take a look at the first goal that Real Madrid scored inside 2 minutes that really stung the Santiago Bernabeu. It was a great move that came down the right-hand side. Sami Khedira getting into advanced area and then crossing to the back post for Mario Mandzukic. And then that happened again for the second goal. Very, very interesting. It was almost that, the sort of chat before the game through Allegri, through the whole Juventus squad was, let's hang it up to that back post, let's sort of target Dani Carvajal with aerial balls, and let's score some goals. And that's exactly what they did again with that second goal with Mario Mandzukic. This time it was Lichtsteiner crossing the ball. Again, if we're going to go back to the Real Madrid game against, the one tonight, the big game against Bayern Munich tonight, where I could see this problem could happen for Real Madrid is this guy. If Thomas Muller can get forward, get into those advanced areas, I'd be telling him every single day of the week, if I was Jupp, sitting in the dressing room like, Thomas Muller, you drift to that back post, you drift to sort of get on to Dani Carvajal and look to try and beat him in the air. Thomas Muller, deceptively good in the air, very, very good with his movement. That's his biggest strength, is his movement. If he can pull to that back post and then Bayern Munich can sort of cross with Joshua Kimmich from that right-hand side. Joshua Kimmich has one of the best deliveries in European football from the wide areas. For me, the best right-back in world football right now. Champions League this season, 3 assists. No defender has managed more. And that is why you've got to like the video. For stats like that, we've got so many more stats to come on that will be similar to that type of beauty. And talking about fullbacks, that could be really crucial. What I want to see as well from the likes of Lewandowski, he could be doing the same thing. I think it's all about pulling Muller, pulling Lewandowski to that back post. Of course, the guy that's going to be very big in this game is going to be James Rodriguez, signed at the start of the season by Bayern Munich on a 2-year loan. Of course, Madrid haven't put a clause in the contract that means he can't play tonight. The transfer will be going over in the summer. I do believe that will be completed. But what Rodriguez has done for Bayern this season has been really, really good. Arguably playing the same sort of football that got him that initial move to Real Madrid. The creativity, the ability to cross. And I really like that left-hand side for Bayern Munich with Ribery, Rodriguez and David Alaba, who is out of the game, out of the match squad. It had a late fitness test, which is big news for Real Madrid, and that is where they could target. Rafinha is a right back, not a left back. Obviously, he's played left back in his career, but, you know, we flip on to the Real Madrid lineup. Vasquez, if you were going to go for sort of a classic winger in world football, that would be what Vasquez is. In 2018, he's created more chances per game than any La Liga player. That's Ronaldo, that's Toni Kroos, that's Luka Modric. He has done more in 2018, and his form has been really good. And if I was Zinedine Zidane, I'd be telling Toni Kroos to be getting that ball out as quick as he can to the right-hand side, switching the play to Vasquez, creating a 1v1 with Rafinha, you know, allowing that sort of 1v1 battle could be absolutely massive for Real Madrid. You know, for example, we take the the Real Madrid game against PSG. It really changed in the first leg when Vasquez came on. You know, the substitution of Vasquez was around, I think it was around 70-odd minutes. So Vasquez came on 79 minutes. You see, you keep scrolling down the timeline. We've got one goal from Cristiano Ronaldo that was created. I think it was on that right-hand side. And then we got another goal. But it was the width. It was stretching the play. And that is going to be so crucial for Real Madrid tonight, isolating Rafinha. They're the tactical battles we're going to see. What I do want to see, though, is the return of Casemiro. For me, it was one of his worst displays I've ever seen. Like, I am a massive fan of Casemiro. For me, he's one of the best defensive midfielders in world football. The best destroyer, I'd say. Yeah, there's going to be deep-line playmakers that can do a different job to him, but he, for me, is the best defensive midfielder, because right now, you need a defensive midfielder that will absolutely hammer you with tackles. But if we look at that game that Real Madrid lost, in the whole time that he was on the pitch, he just didn't make tackles. And that was the big thing. One tackle in his, I think he was on the pitch for, I think got subbed on at half-time. Off at half-time, sorry, but that one tackle, Casemiro is usually hitting 4, 5 tackles. He's usually making his strength sort of felt on the midfield, playing with, you know, Kroos and Luka Modric, who are the guys that are controlling the tempo. You need a bit of a hard guy in there. You need someone that's going to break the legs, that's going to put the tackles in. There's a great battle with Vidal, Casemiro, the last time these two guys played. Casemiro won that. Real went on to win the Champions League. It's big thing. But of course, other key guys in the midfield, Toni Kroos. Again, you know, a passing masterclass, 96 out of his 99 passes against Juventus. Even though they lost the game, he still completed his passes. This season in the Champions League, in the knockout stages, when it really counts, he's completed 97% of his passes, and that is the last stat we're going to do before we are getting this party started. The game is just about to kick off. We may have some audio on the TV that's coming through that we may have to deal with, but hopefully I can talk over that right now, because we are about to kick off. The referee blows the whistle. It's Bayern Munich ball. This is the Champions League semi-final. You guys are with me, Statman Dave. I think we're all right now. I don't know what that was. Maybe there was just someone upstairs watching the game as well. You know, we're in a football building. People love the football. But Real Madrid, straight away on the back foot. Dani Carvajal being pressurised by James Rodriguez. Lewandowski in the penalty area. Can he get a shot on goal? Plays it across. Big chance for Thomas Muller. Misses the ball. Poor connection, and that was a huge chance for Real Madrid early doors. Some pretty poor play from Dani Carvajal, you know, creating that sort of chance for himself. Lewandowski pressurising, whipping the ball across, and Thomas Muller with a bit of an air shot. Lovely stuff. Guys, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Like Ali Hassan is saying in the comments, love you, at Statman Dave, I'm subscribed. You all get on the subscription straight away, and we are going to hit the live button. We are going to go full screen so we can talk about the first 10 minutes of this. Again, this is not a stream of the game. This is for something for you to have as a companion to the game. You want to mute the commentary you're listening to because it's absolute rubbish compared to this, and you want to have me, Statman Dave, repping the whatever I want to rep, you know, the stats, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich tonight. That is what we are focused on, the big games in football. Of course, you know, it started off pretty high octane from Bayern Munich, pressurising. Something that Jupp Heynckes had when he won the Champions League with Bayern a few seasons ago in 2013. It was all about, you know, that pressure. They basically took the model of Borussia Dortmund, you know, Jurgen Klopp's Borussia Dortmund. They took that model and they kind of copied that. They had the likes of Javi Martinez deep in midfield, you know, with Toni Kroos playing almost as a number 10. He did get injured that season. Thomas Muller came in at number 10, was fantastic. And they went on to win it. You know, Ribery, Robben in the final against, of course, Jurgen Klopp's Borussia Dortmund. Game, set, match. You know, the pressing, the ability of Robben. Robben and Ribery this season are sort of coming back, but we've got a breakaway here. I think it's Toni Kroos down the left-hand side coming across. Nobody in the penalty area. Toni Kroos making some good yardage there, and it will be seen out by, of course, Franck Ribery. A good little break from Real Madrid, and that's what you want to see. Dani Carvajal there instructing the lads, stay up, keep them penned in, but make sure, of course, to get into the comments below, you know, what you want me to talk about, anything you want, that's on your mind that you want me to listen to. I want to, you know, we're going to talk about it. Who do you want to win? Do you want Real Madrid? Do you want Bayern Munich? Who are you a fan of today? I am the neutral. I am supporting the referee and the footballing gods, because yesterday we had 7 goals. In the Champions League in its entire history, or in the European Cup's entire history, there's only been 3 games that have had 8 goals in. Yesterday we had 7. Today we're going to have 12. It's going to be amazing. So make sure you, of course, like that goddamn video and tell all your pals about it. Get on Twitter, get on Facebook, tweet about it, shout about it. And, you know, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. Questioning from Tom Newton, who do I want to win the Champions League? I'd love to see Zinedine Zidane to make it 3. Zinedine Zidane, for me, is such a good manager. I'd love to see him do it for the 3rd time, which would be breaking the records. Poor defending here from Real Madrid. A bit of a poor touch from James Rodriguez, bouncing around the penalty area. Real Madrid do break here with Luka Modric at sort of, in a right-back sort of position. Forward to Danny Carvajal. We can already see, maybe we'll get some stats on this already, but Bayern are squeezing up so well. Bayern are sort of making that effort to squeeze the play and press Real Madrid out. You know, that's a big thing you want to do against Real Madrid. And they're not really used to dealing with pressure in a 4-3-3. They've been, over the last few seasons in the Champions League when they've been so dominant, the usual press comes from a 4-4-2. Here we're seeing a 4-3-3 press, or a 4-5-1 press, should we say. And it's quite interesting to see how well that sort of Bayern are pinning them back. Again, just smashed the ball up there from Marcelo, a long ball up to Isco. That ain't going to get you anything out there, is it? But let's look at see if we can see anything on the pressing so far on the app. Stat Zone again, the app is in the description. It's a great app. It's a lovely app. It's just, if you want it like I want to have it, it's in the description. Go and check that out. But so far, can we see everything from tackles for Real Madrid, for Bayern Munich for ball recoveries? Only 1 tackle been done so far. Again, the stats will come. We don't need to worry about the stats yet. They will come along as the game does progress. But Zinedine Zidane, great coach, and that's why I would quite like Real Madrid to win the Champions League. But honestly, I just want some good football. That is all. The only reason why I'm here, it is for the good football. Make sure, of course, to get into the comments if you've got anything that you want to say as a football fan, any questions. Can I put a timer on the game? We're looking into that. Next week, we'll have a timer on the game. That, of course, will be for the Roma versus Liverpool game, because that has got a lot left in it. If you want to sync up your stream with my stream, we're currently on 4 minutes and 33 seconds, 34 seconds, 35 seconds. Let's see where the likes are at. Again, get the likes coming in, because when we hit 500 likes, we're going to do a bit of a forfeit. Get your forfeits in as well into the comments of what you want to see me do. At the moment, the game is paused. Robben looks like he's got another injury. Could be bad news for the Bayern Munich. Robben's been really good in the last few sort of months of the season, really becoming, just going back to the levels that he's hit. But it could be Thiago that's coming on. Thiago's a really interesting one, because whenever I've seen Bayern really dominate under Guardiola, everything went through Thiago. There was that Arsenal game, what was it, 10-2 on aggregate. Thiago really controlled both of those legs. And obviously injuries has been his big problem in his career, and he's not been fit for a season, which is just one of these things where I'd like to see him get fit and play consistently for Bayern Munich, because he's a wonderful talent. He can pretty much do everything in midfield, tackle, create. The stats for him that season in the Champions League were an absolute joke. He was top of pretty much everything you'd want for a midfielder, bar tackles. But we've got to replay the chance here. Lewandowski going down quite soft. But it's just a miss hit from Thomas Muller. You don't expect Thomas Muller to do that in the penalty area. Usually so clinical. So it's one of these things where it's an interesting one. Why didn't he connect there? Why didn't he connect that at all? I've already liked Respect. That is from Skywalker6767. Respect to you. How can James play against the team that he's on loan for at? That's from Elliot Alexander. There's no clause in the contract between Bayern Munich and Real Madrid that he says that he can't play. It's basically, if you want to look at it, it's for FFP. So basically, if you loan a player rather than buying, you can delay the payment. So the payment won't come out your balance that season. It will come out the season after, which will allow you to make signings in that window that maybe you couldn't have paid for. So basically what Bayern Munich have done, they've loaned him for this year, and they'll be buying him this summer. So it's all about control. Bayern Munich, very well run club in Germany, all those ex-players that are still there. So that's why he can play tonight, because basically it's a transfer is what's going down. Maybe Real Madrid thought that they want to spend money this summer. Ronaldo, potentially a little bit of movement through the middle from Cristiano Ronaldo, but ruled offside. It's going to be interesting to see him. I really think he misses Karim Benzema. When Karim Benzema isn't on the pitch with Ronaldo, I just worry, because it's the movement of Benzema that allows Ronaldo to get into these brilliant areas. Benzema dropping deep, coming off, pulling left, pulling right. That opens up space for CR7. Crazy. I was looking at the stats, as you do, quiet Wednesday afternoon. What do you want to do? Oh, you're going to look at the records in the Champions League. And the big one, was Karim Benzema was ranked 5 in terms of goals in European Cup history. Of course, Ronaldo is top scorer with 120 goals. Messi on 100. Raul, the Spanish sensation, on 71. Ruud van Nistelrooy on 56. And then Karim Benzema on 53, ahead of Henry, Di Stefano, Shevchenko, Ibrahimovic and Eusebio. It's crazy that he's had such criticism. Yeah, I understand he's playing in one of the best Real Madrid teams of all time, but he still scored the goals. And for me, the big problem with that sort of Real Madrid game, the last game, was at the start, it was Gareth Bale. I don't think Gareth Bale and Ronaldo, when they play together, is that good a pairing. We're just going to load up StatZone again on the application. Are we cool with StatZone? We are absolutely. We just got double thumbs up. The double thumbs up. That's what you wanted to see when you're doing this type of thing. So with the lineup for Real Madrid, it was this 4-4-2 diamond, which for me was a mistake considering that Juve did go with a 4-3-3. But the big thing with that was, I just feel Bale and Ronaldo don't really work as a pairing, as a two-man strike force. I don't think they create for each other. I don't think they combine very well. When Benzema's in there, you get that. And I think that's where Real really struggled when they were creating chances, was pulling wide, opening up that space, as Karim Benzema does, but also his work rate. Underrated with his work rate. Go back to last season's Champions League, which we can even do because that's how good StatZone is. StatZone is that good an app. But we can go to the Champions League last season. We'll scroll down. Sorry for this scrolling. You don't want to see this, but of course it's part of the StatZone app. So this game here is what I want to talk about. The Karim Benzema performance in this game was unbelievable. So Karim Benzema, again, this is what I'd rather see from Real Madrid. I'd see this 4-4-2 diamond if they're going to play that shape and that system with Benzema and Ronaldo. The big thing was the goal. The goal was absolutely incredible. And again, it came out of absolutely nothing. And it was all created by, of course, a Benzema take on that left-hand side. We can see that with the stars there from Benzema, some moves, and, of course, Isco applying the finish via Toni Kroos. But it was all about that big moment that changed the game. And I really feel that he should be there. For me in this team, I'd probably go Vasquez on the right-hand side to start, Ronaldo on the left, and Benzema through the middle. But, of course, Zinedine Zidane is a genius, an absolute genius. So how can I even pretend that I know more than Zinedine Zidane after what he's done with this Real Madrid team? Is a joke there. A bit of a collision there from Lewandowski. Just going back to the game, we're currently 9 minutes in and 33 seconds, 34 seconds, 35 seconds. If you want to, sync your stream up, of course, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you are new to me, Statman Dave, for some more, everything. Bit of football, bit of Man United, bit of live streams. We've got loads of things planned on the channel. This is an exciting thing. This is just the first part of everything. At the moment, Ramos is down, so we can talk about this. But we've got a lot on the cards in a way. It's going to go, a number of ways, a number of iterations. So just get involved. Stay with me. So, just going into the comments. Let's go back into the comments, see what you guys are saying. The ban hammer is absolutely cracking tonight. We are connecting with the ban hammer. It's bloody beautiful. Question from Cameron Phillips. Who is the best player in the world, for me at the moment? Cristiano Ronaldo. You take the stats. 15 goals in the Champions League. 5 more than the player. I completely agree. Mo Salah is probably the second best player in the world right now. I'd say he was ahead of Lionel Messi just because of this season. But Ronaldo is still number one for me. He can break that record. The record we mentioned before, most goals in a single season in the Champions League. If he scores 3 more in the 2 semi-finals and in the final, for me, he's going to do it. Could be the first player ever to get to 20 in a single season of European football, European Cup football, Champions League, European Cup, which is incredible. And for me, he's been doing it in the real big games for Real this season. You think of the PSG game, you think of the Juve game, that first leg especially. Ronaldo's been on top, but Mo Salah, we saw last night on the stream what a performance that was. But you've got to give Bobby Firmino a bit of credit. If you ever want to check out the analysis on that after this game, did a little bit of analysis, just scroll to the end of the video. Last 10 minutes, watch that back, because I spoke about a lot of things that we mentioned in the video. It was a sort of summary of it. So check that out later on, of course. That is that. The game is settling down here into a bit of a stale game, should we say. The systems matching up to each other. Nobody really can get in control on the ball. For example, you usually would expect someone like good old Toni Kroos to get a hold of it, but I'm not sure if he's quite in control yet. We're not in Kroos control yet. I think the pressure from Bayern has been very good, as I mentioned before. Javi Martinez, lovely to see him back playing football. It's been a bit of a shame in his career. Injuries again. It's crazy how injuries kill so many footballers. Javi Martinez, for me, when Bayern last won the Champions League, was so far ahead of every defensive midfielder in world football, just his technique, his ability to break up play. And it's taken a while for him to come back, but it's nice to see him back. There was a substitution there for, of course, Bayern Munich. substitution, Ian Robben going off and Thiago coming on. So maybe we'll see a slight different change of what's going to go on with that substitution. Maybe we're starting to see it pan out. Thiago's coming into left central midfield. So imagine James Rodriguez has gone to the left wing. A little bit of a tactical change straight away. What you expect from James on that left wing, crosses into the box. But I'd argue that you want the crosses coming in from the other side. No, sorry, that is completely wrong. I take that back. Thomas Muller has gone to the right wing and James has gone into central midfield. Interesting tactics from Jupp Heynckes to see that. But we just could have got Frank Ribery down the left wing here. Controlling the ball, coming back inside to Rafinha. Takes a little dive, foul from Vasquez, free kick, Bayern Munich. Back to full screen, I hope. There you go. Just got to press the button a bit harder. What are we going to do for the forfeit? The absolute forfeit. We've got to have someone saying some rude stuff in the comments. FCKU, I want to see the game. This is not the game. This is just the Statman Dave live show of the game where I'm going to be talking tactics, analysis. That's why you want to stay here, not listen to the commentary on whoever, BT Sport, NBC. Put those guys on mute, turn me up to max, get your headphones in and get involved with the stream. Have me next to you, maybe on your mobile phone. I've got some questions coming in, but Gareth Bale to United, what do you think? I think Gareth Bale would fit a hole at Manchester United. United are a little bit left-sided. A lot of players are very comfortable there. Free kick coming in from Bayern Munich. Sergio Ramos with a dominant header. He's going to be big. I think one of the reasons why Juve was so good in that game was because they lacked Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos in this team is so good at jumping out of his centre-half position and arguably dropping into defensive midfield. If the Madrid sort of midfield gets bypassed, Ramos always comes out. It sort of flips to a 3 and a 1 for Real Madrid. Ramos does go aggressive and tries to win the ball back, and the 3 tuck behind. And I think that's why he's so good. He's so dominant at dealing with those types of thing. But Gareth Bale to United, I'd have Gareth Bale to United 100% again because he solves the problem in the United squad. But do we need Gareth Bale right now? No. United need to sign 2 centre mids, 2 full backs. That's the priority for me. Those 4 players, a left back, right back, 2 central midfielders, hopefully someone like a Milinkovic-Savic, who will be talking about his strengths at halftime in the halftime VT. So make sure you stay tuned to that because that is some top quality analysis. Again, Real Madrid on the back foot, Bayern Munich pushing on at the Allianz Arena. What a glorious arena. I'd love to go to the Allianz. If you've been to the Allianz, give me a rating out of 5 in the comments below. Is it a 5 out of 5? Do you give it 5 stars, 4 stars, or whatever you absolutely want? Back into the comments. How many shots on target does Ronaldo average in a game? He averages around, it's closing in on 5 shots per game, usually around 4.9 shots, I think, that are on, that are on goal. And then, around those, you're looking at maybe 1.5 to 2 that are hitting target. That's just from my statistical brain right there. Some Danish idiots are commentating on my TV. Good thing Statman Dave is streaming. That is a very good thing. So make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you want to. Tell all your pals about it. That is the big one right here. Brad put in a comment in saying Ronaldo will score again. Yeah, I think Ronaldo will score tonight. He always scores. It's like Mo Salah. They both always score. Cameron Phillips. Thoughts on Oxlade-Chamberlain missing the World Cup? Yeah, it's sad news, real sad news. Apparently he's going to be out for 9 months. For a player that was sort of just coming in there to his career, it's fun. It's just a bit, it's sad for England, should we say. Some great movement there from Real Madrid. Luka Modric sliding some pressure. Ronaldo cutting in from the left wing. And Jerome Boateng bringing him down. Is he going to get booked here? That's got to be a booking if it's not a foul. Referee's absolutely choked, absolutely bottled it. What is he doing? For me, that was a foul, but that was some lovely play from Luka Modric. With Luka Modric in these bigger games, when they're getting pressed, take the Atletico Madrid game last season. We're going to get the stats back up because there's some great stats that we can show for this because it was a real good performance from Luka Modric. Benzema and Modric in the game away at Atletico, they were so good. For me, that was some of the best central midfield performances I've ever seen and striker performances. In a game where you're behind, it's really difficult to react when you're behind, and that's why this Real team is so good, because they can react in every game state. They're winning, they go 4-5-1, they counter-attack. They're losing, they switch the system up. Or someone plays a big role in the performance. We mentioned Karim Benzema before. But as well, with that, Luka Modric was absolutely brilliant in the game. Out of his dribbles, so 9 out of his 10 dribbles he completed. That was all in his own half. That was all him escaping pressure, and he just did that again inside 15 minutes to create that opportunity for Ronaldo to cut in. And I think that's a big thing for this Real Madrid team is, escaping pressure, breaking through the lines, and creating a situation now with Isco on the left wing, cutting in onto that stronger right foot, checks back, the ball over the top, shot on goal, blocked by Javi Martinez. and Bayern Munich come away. But again, Luka Modric, so good at escaping pressure. One of the reasons why he's one of the top players in European football, his ability to just get out. You know, you press him, he'll spin you. And I think that's why he's made it in central midfield with his body shape and his size. His agility has been so good to be breaking tackles and to doing those types of things. But we're 17 minutes into the game, so it's probably time to look at the stats of the match, see if there's anything kicking off in the top players. So we've currently had no shots on goal, so we want some shots, guys. Come on. Yesterday we were treated to such a good game of football. Today we are yet to see a shot on target. Someone have a go. Somebody have a go. But so far, James Rodriguez controlling the game, 15 out of his 15 passes completed. Looking to just move the ball. Maybe we want to see a little bit more direct to Lewandowski. Lewandowski is so underrated with the ball at his feet. Moving on to the other thing, no chances created, of course. Franck Ribery in the final third. The game's yet to explode into life. Luka Modric, I mentioned before, his spin there that created that opportunity deep in midfield. Again, why Luka Modric is such a perfect player, because he can take that pressure, roll you, and get you into the final third. Here, Lewandowski pulling onto the left-hand side, facing up Varane, coming inside here, but the Real Madrid team have got back brilliantly into shape. So good at reacting. That's got such Carlo Ancelotti about it. When, of course, Zinedine Zidane was an assistant under Ancelotti. Oh, Rafinha cracking the first shot on goal there. Come on the shots, come on the goals, come on everything. But yeah, sorry, going back to what I was talking about then, I've lost my thought of my train of thought. My brain has just exploded. That means I need some more water, I think, right there. I think we were talking about the reaction of the Real Madrid shape, and the pressure was just, very good in that game state, in that game situation. Keep your comments coming in. Keep keep the likes coming in. Keep everything coming onto the stream, onto the live show, and hopefully we'll get some more goals. That's what's going to happen. The more times you hit like, the more likely we are to see a goal. That's not exactly true, but it could be true, because we're appeasing the footballing gods straight away. Please, can you remove Tarzan? We just removed them right there. We have just banhammered him. The absolute joker. Get off the stream. Oh, Ronaldo is in here. Modric slipping a ball. Ronaldo right side of the box. Looks to cross, and some good defending from Jerome Boateng. A big opportunity. But again, Luka Modric being a bit of a playmaker in that final third. Connecting the offensive play. Ronaldo getting in behind for the first time in the game that he wasn't offside. Could cause a little bit of problems for Bayern. You've seen there's a lot of space behind the fullbacks that could get attacked into. I've just seen Cameron Phillips saying some blasphemy in the comments. 500 likes and I quit stats for a week. How can I quit stats? I won't be able to live. Toni Kroos with the corner for Real Madrid, swinging it in, and a dominant header from Jerome Boateng out for another Real Madrid corner. Hopefully this game's going to start to kick on now. The chances are starting to come in. 20 minutes is usually a really good judge of when the game is becoming fixed in a way, where you know who's going to control possession, when you know who's going to be dominating in that zone. And it's usually, the likes of Real Madrid, when they do get rocking, it is after about 20 minutes that Kroos steps on the ball. That was pretty poor from Luka Modric decision-making there. Playing the pass back to Toni Kroos, who had not retreated from taking the corner. And it is a Bayern Munich free kick. Of course, get in the comments, guys. Keep getting into the comments. That's what we want to see here. What can Manchester United learn from the two teams? That is a great question coming in from Mr. Potato Salad 123. What a username you've got there. That is probably my favourite username of the light so far. What could United learn from these two teams? I think from what we've seen from Real Madrid, it's the tactical fluidity between playing a 4-4-2 diamond, playing a 4-3-3, playing a 4-5-1. Again, what I mentioned before, the game management. If they're a goal down, they can go to a 4-4-2 and go aggressive. If they're winning, they can sit back and they can defend. I think that's it. For me, they're the most fluid football team I've ever seen in terms of transitioning between counter-attacking, holding possession and so forth. And that is what you'd learn from, that's what United could potentially learn from this Real Madrid team. Fluidity between position as well. Thinking like United's front three. Let's just take Jesse Lingard, Marcus Rashford and Romelu Lukaku. What they could learn by playing in a 3 wide and playing in a 3 narrow with Jesse Lingard behind Rashford and Lukaku. That's the fluidity that I'd like to see from Manchester United next season. From Bayern Munich, what could they learn? I think it's the chance creation and their ability to commit bodies into the box from those crossing areas. The likes of, we've seen James Rodriguez do it in the Bundesliga this season. Muller's always going to be in that area. You're going to have the other wide players going to come in. Lewandowski's always in there. Again, United sometimes they don't throw their centre mids forward. They do sit a little bit deep. Of course, we saw that in the FA Cup, and Herrera making the run and scoring the goal, but we haven't seen that enough this season. When United have played a 4-3-3, getting those two central midfielders nice and high, and Bayern have done that very, very well. Here Ronaldo, just ball over the top there, Bayern keeper coming out, catching the ball. Ronaldo looking to sneak in behind the Bayern Munich defence once again. But I like the nice thing about James Rodriguez is the season that Real Madrid won the Champions League, the second one when he was there. It's quite nice to watch him in La Liga because he was so fluid and so calm on the ball. And he's arguably moved his position a little bit. When he played for Colombia, when he sort of broken onto the scene, sort of playing as a number 10, linking the play. Plays a little bit deeper now for Bayern Munich. We just saw him get on the ball in a deep area there and play the ball out on a pretty bad challenge from Javi Martinez on Sergio Ramos. That was tasty. I like that. I like that physicality in there. I like the, the challenges coming in. Have we got a problem with the stream at all, or are we cool? Are we resting in peace? Are we alive? We're cool. We're cool. Real Madrid, Isco on the left-hand side of the penalty area looks to cross, and it is cleared by Thomas Muller with a little cheeky pass out to Joshua Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich losing the ball. Modric intercepting it high. This is some good pressure from Real Madrid. Again, they're pressurising nice and high. Fullbacks are nice and high as they always do. Vasquez a little touch inside. Big chance there from Dani Carvajal. On a bit of a mistake there from Rafinha, a little poor touch, again, in a very unnatural position there. Looked to play a ball with his right foot when, a natural left footer is going to play that with his left foot. Poor touch. Carvajal with a shot on goal, easily saved by the Bayern Munich goalkeeper. Who would win in a fight between Squawka Dave and Statman Dave? Statman Dave because he's got more knowledge, he's got more power, and he's an all-round better guy. Great question coming in there from the magician. Absolutely nailed it. Got a shout me out. Shay0124. Yeah, good name. O'Brien is the second name as well. Get Virgin Media on the phone. Don't you worry. I've been on Virgin Media for, I think this week I was on the phone for them for 1 hour and 21 minutes. So I still call the guys, see how they are, complain about the internet. There was a great guy actually from Sheffield. If he's watching, shout out to you. Sorted it out. It was beautiful stuff. Matt A is saying the true Geordie said that you're his son and that's why you call him daddy on the kickoff. I don't know what they're talking about. Christopher Young with a pretty bad thing here. 500 likes and I've got to drink a tea with 2 spoonfuls of salt. That's not great. That is not great at all. Mr. Mullen asking any questions. Any sandwiches today? Did I have any sandwiches today? I had a sandwich for lunch actually. Chicken and salad. It was a great sandwich. Thanks for asking, buddy. This game is a little bit slow compared to yesterday. We had all the goals yesterday. We had all the fun today. All yesterday. And this game's yet to really kick into life. But Real Madrid have started to sort of turn it on. I think it's been Luka Modric who's changing the game again for Real Madrid in these bigger ties. Kroos with a poor corner, defended at the near post. Some foul, maybe some pushing in the penalty area. 500 likes and you buy house and a pizza?
No pizza today.
No pizza today, apparently. We ate healthy today. Went to Kettlebell Kitchen in Manchester. Does healthy food. Was pretty decent, I'm going to say. Was very, very tasty. Iniesta or Xavi? For me, Xavi. So good. The season that Bayern won the Champions League when they were dominant, Xavi got 5 assists in the Champions League. Considering how much ball he had and how much time they had to retain possession, again, those 5 assists were incredible. He was a brilliant player. Having watched him live, it's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Seeing him popping the ball back left and right and so forth. Casemiro breaking some challenges in midfield. Real Madrid, though, getting forced back. Some good pressing, some very good pressing. Looks slightly man-orientated, slightly zonal in a way for Bayern Munich. You see them engage when they're in the Real Madrid half, man-to-man. You saw James Rodriguez there, sticking on Thomas Muller, sticking on Toni Kroos, ex-Bayern Munich man as well. Interesting, so many little narratives in here. But again, Real's press not looking as good as Bayern's. Bayern's press looking a lot better. It's a bit easier for Bayern Munich to play out. Real Madrid just sort of in a half and half house where they're half in the final third, half looking to go to the ball. But they're going in 1s and 2s, whereas Bayern's is a little bit more systematic in this game. Yellow T-shirt Gaming saying Javi Martinez is better than Casemiro. That's a really interesting one. Casemiro 2013. No, sorry, Javi Martinez 2013 or Casemiro from the last 2 seasons. Get into the comments. Who do you think was better? That's a great question. So we are going to, we're going to answer that for, of course, the Yellow T-shirt Gaming. Great name once there. Simple stuff. Simple stuff. So get in there. 500 likes for Arm Wrestle with Howson. No, he doesn't look very happy today. He looks a bit distraught. So maybe something positive for Howson after these 500 likes. Question coming in from Nitin Samat, Eric Bailly or Rafa Varane? It's got to be Rafa Varane. But Eric Bailly, I think he's younger. Let's just confirm this. confirm this on the old wiki. We don't want to be saying anything that's wrong. Eric Bailly, 24 years old. I think Rafa Varane is 25. Or is he? Yeah, 25, Rafa Varane. So yeah, a year in it for Eric Bailly for development, and if he can be fit, fantastic. Vasquez here on the right-hand side, crossing the ball. Ronaldo getting up, header. Can Marcelo keep it in? No. Wide there, but good position there for Real Madrid. Need to work those opportunities a bit more, because again, what we mentioned before, the weakness for Bayern Munich tonight is Rafinha at right back. Sorry, at left back. He's usually a right back. But here we have we have Joshua Kimmich breaking down the right-hand side in an advanced area. Shot on goal, it's a goal! What a finish, Joshua Kimmich. As I said before, the best right back in world football. It looked like he was going for the cross. Whether he meant that, we'll have to have a look at the replay, because it looked like there were so many good options in the penalty area. Looked like he hit the near post. Fantastic counter-attack from Bayern Munich. 1-0 to the German champions. Let's get a replay of that goal. Let's see whether he banged it in or he meant to play the ball across, miss hit. But that is 1-0 to Bayern Munich. This is a big, big game. There's going to see some toughness from Zinedine Zidane. Is he going to have to change it up? Coming from the goalkeeper, break down the right-hand side. Let's see the movement here. Joshua Kimmich plays it outside, makes a forward run, continues his forward run. I think it's in James Rodriguez with the through ball, gets into advanced area, 2v2 in the penalty area. He just hits it. I think he genuinely goes for goal. Brilliant ball from James Rodriguez, creating that fantastic ball, brilliant through ball. That's why he's there. That's why Bayern signed him. I think it looks like he's hit that. Yeah, he's gone for goal. Keylor Navas, big question marks there. Does that mean David De Gea is going in the summer? Please, no. Great goal. Great goal. Great goal. Lovely, lovely football. Maybe we can have a look at that pass soon. Again, Lewandowski breaking through here. Keeper's come out and he's made a fine stop. But Keylor Navas there, his hand sort of slipped. The ball sort of went through his palm. But a fantastic counter-attack for Bayern Munich, going forward and breaking down. And a great goal coming in. We can already get the replay of that. That's how good StatZone is. We can already check out the goal right now. If we can look at the stats. Are we cool to look at the stats? Oh, we crashed again. Are we live? We're not? No. Wait, we're cool. We're live. We're not. Yeah. Cool. All right. We'll play the record. Of course, but I'm playing out the back nice and quickly. James Rodriguez with that through ball, and of course Joshua Kimmich finishing off that move. What great football! But here we have Vasquez through. Great sliding challenge from again Joshua Kimmich. Ronaldo fouling him, pulling him back. Loving the live stream from Frey's there. Lovely stuff. But again, 1-0 to Bayern Munich in the game. 29-29 is what we've got the timer on now. 29-31, 32, if you want to sync up. But credit to Bayern Munich, credit to their offensive play, credit to how they have played so far in this game and how it's all worked out for them, because it's absolutely fantastic. My voice is out of sync, is the comments we're getting through here. We're going to check that. No sync. Audio is lagging. We have a little bit of look at now, so apologies at the moment. The tech guys are on it. They are on it right now. They're hopefully going to sort out this problem. But again, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Just sit back and enjoy the football for the next few minutes whilst we sort out the tech problems. Everything should be okay though. Our stream's good, our internet's good. Everything is good. Life is good. But we're just going to double check that we haven't got any problems. Peak Suarez or Peak Lewandowski? I'd probably go with Peak Lewandowski. I'd say Peak Lewandowski was when Borussia Dortmund got to the Champions League final. The 4 goals he scored against Real Madrid. If you remember that game, it was an absolute match how he took those goals. One of them was an unbelievable move. Sort of that Puskas drag back that he did was just a fantastic finish. Jerome Boateng potentially going down with an injury here, holding his hamstring, which could be very worrying for Bayern Munich. He's looking at the bench. Oh, it's his groin. Looks like his groin may have gone. I think we're back in. The tech lads have sorted it. Everyone seems to be happy in the stream. The thumbs up are there. The peace are there. Everything is sweet. Is Kimmich the best right back in the world? That's coming in from Mr. Singh. Yes, he is for me. 100% the best right back in the world. But yeah, looks like Jerome Boateng has overstretched his groin, and that's it. That is the 2 substitutions already going to have to be made for Bayern Munich, which will be a bit of a worry. This game, the tempo picks up for Bayern Munich. There will be a problem, but Joshua Kimmich, what a goal that was. 3 goals in the Champions League this season as well. Flying winger, flying right back. Again, mentioned this before to you guys. If I was Man United, I'd be going all out for Joshua Kimmich this summer. Just has it all. He's got everything. You think Trent Alexander-Arnold, why he's so good and been so good for Liverpool, because he used to play defensive midfield in the Liverpool youth team, and of course that's why he's so confident in the ball. The 2 goals that he sort of created with passing yesterday. Joshua Kimmich is similar. He used to play defensive midfield for Stuttgart, used to play in central midfield as well, and that's why he's so comfortable on the ball. And the big thing with fullbacks in the modern day is arguably they get as much ball as centre-backs get, in the final third, in the aggressive areas, deep in midfield, wherever they're building up. So you kind of need good ball players there. So if you're a fullback in the modern day, a young player, it's all about nearly being a centre-half and being that thing, the inverted fullbacks that Guardiola's brought in. That's kind of what Joshua Kimmich could play, but then they're sort of central midfielders playing there. We've seen, of course, Fabian Delph doing that well for City this season, coming inside. Need to be so confident on the ball. But here we have Bayern Munich in the final third again. Lewandowski, what can he do? Edge of the box, just plays a simple pass out. James Rodriguez out to Ribery, faces up Vasquez, Dani Carvajal sitting, defending the near post. Some good sort of structure here from Real Madrid in the defensive sense. I like that. That's why I love Zinedine Zidane, because defensive structure down to see. Cross comes in, a lovely punch from Keylor Navas, clears the box. Isco brings the ball down. Can he turn? We've not seen much of Marcelo actually. 32 minutes into the game, and this is probably one of the worst Marcelo performances we've ever seen. He hasn't really done anything in the final third, hasn't really got involved, and it's absolutely mad. Absolutely madness. Make sure, of course, to like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new to me, Statman Dave. We're going to have a little bit of a look at the stats. We're going to see how our main man is playing at the moment. That is Marcelo, who, best left-back in world football. But today, he's not really got started yet. If we jump onto his stats section, so far he's not really, not really coming in with only 15 out of his 17 passes completed, but nothing really in that danger zone that's going to cause people trouble. The big thing that you want to see, no chances created. Come on, Marcelo, get forward, start attacking the game. But I think it's been credit to the approach from Bayern Munich that's allowed them to be so good and so comfortable. Frank Ribery, clap. Sorry, guys, we're just testing the audio. I didn't know what they were saying doing this, and I was like, what are you doing, guys? YMCA. Sorry, that was a bit stupid. But Marcelo, playing the ball through. Nicholas Schuler has come on for Bayern Munich to replace Jerome Boateng, centre-half from Hoffenheim. Big fan of him. Fantastic on the ball. He broke records as a centre-half last season in the back three for Hoffenheim. Playing out, I think one game it was 132 passes he completed. So again, he will bring Bayern Munich something that's good coming out the back, similar to Jerome Boateng, but maybe not as quick, maybe not as experienced as the German international. So it's a bit of a loss for Bayern Munich, losing both Robben and losing Jerome Boateng. On top of that, you've got the likes of, you've already lost David Alaba. Frank Ribery just nearly getting into the area there and creating a chance. Real Madrid Hopefully we've sorted the problems out. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks for staying in and enjoying this game with me. We just had a little bit of a sync issue here at Studio 68, so hopefully we've dealt with that now, and everything is going to be sweet, fine, and dandy. If we have another problem, we've got the VT at half time about Milinkovic-Savic for you guys to enjoy. So we'll smash that in half time. Maybe we'll have a little bit more of an issue, more of a look into the issue that was causing this. Maybe somebody is stealing our internet, or maybe Virgin Media have messed up once again. Bane of my life, Virgin Media. The bloody bane of my life. But anyway, guys, we are back, guys. We are back. People asking in the comments for a link to the proper stream. This is not the proper stream. This is a companionship to the stream. I am basically your Statman commentator. You don't want to listen to Michael Owen. You don't want to listen to Gary Lineker. You want to listen to me, Statman Dave. But we are back in the game. Of course, make sure to tweet about it and, tell your pals about everything going down on the Statman Dave channel tonight and next week. We'll be covering the Roma versus Liverpool game. That is going to be an absolute banger of the game. Are we cool? Are we live? Are we walking? Are we fixed? The yellow shirt T-shirt gaming is saying fixed, which is brilliant. What we missed out on the game, we missed another injury to Rafinha going off. Again, Bayern Munich could be out of substitutes before half-time, which wouldn't be good for Jupp Heynckes, who could need to free it up and move some positions on, or fresh one of his wingers up, which is not great, but they already got that 1-0 lead. Joshua Kimmich, if you haven't checked it out, scored a brilliant goal. Fantastic counter-attack out the back. The keeper had just received the ball. I think it was from a corner. Lovely rollout. Some interchange from Kimmich and, of course, James Rodriguez. Rodriguez plays him through. Kimmich looks to cross, then smashes the ball into the back of the net. What a goal that is. Matchday beverage. We're going to have some beverages at half-time. For the second half, we'll be beveraged up. We'll be drinking some beers with you guys. So if you want to crack a beer open, crack a Coke open, or get a cup of tea, get your beverage at half time, and then we'll be back into the action, of course. Thiago has come on for Robben so far, and of course Nicolas Schuler coming on for Jerome Boateng for Bayern Munich. 2 injuries there, bad injuries, of course. I think Robben was holding his hamstring. Boateng is more of a groin issue. Pretty good at medical stuff, me. But so far, Bayern have done well. The pressing has been very good. I've been very impressed by their intensity. Something that you expect from a Jupp Heynckes side is that intensity, squeezing the play. That's what they did so well when they won the treble. Again, Bayern Munich winning it high here. Muller with a pull delivery from the right-hand side, clips it back in, high ball up to the top, hanging it back. Ribery with a touch, brings it down on the left wing. What's he going to do? Standing up, Dani Carvajal, crosses to the back post again. Marcelo headed out here. Real Madrid are all in 6s and 7s at the back here. But we saw that little tactical thing we were talking about, hanging the ball up to the back post. Lewandowski was the guy that rotated back there. Had that opportunity. The ball was just a little bit too high and went over him. But Bayern are aware of that. Bayern are using the Mario Mandzukic tactic. Chance, massive chance from Matt Hummels from the corner. A near post flick on from Lewandowski. Hummels coming in at the back post and fires over. That's 2 opportunities. The Muller one in the first sort of 10 minutes of the game, and that Matt Hummels chance. Bayern Munich should be 3-0 up. What's happened to Real Madrid? They've lost it. The last sort of 90 plus 40 minutes of football, they've been absolutely rubbish. Zizou needs to call Benzema, needs to get him on straight away. I think that's the big thing. Ronaldo's been so isolated on his own. Potentially would take off Vasquez, maybe. You don't want to switch to a diamond, that's the frustrating thing. Maybe Asensio on. It's going to be tough for Zinedine Zidane, but he is the guy that can do it. Got some comments in from Max saying Javi Martinez is a fantastic screen for the back four. That exactly is what he is. He's been screening the back 2 defenders very, very well so far in the game, breaking up the play. We could even have a look at his statistics so far in the game, because he's been good. He's been dominant. Are we cool to do that? Are we ready to look at the screening? Look into the interceptions, the blocks. There's not been too many. The screening has just been done so well that doesn't really need to get in there. We've got the small stats up right now. So the stats we're getting from a stat zone, if you want to download the app, the link is in the description below. 1 interception so far, 1 block so far, so it's pretty decent. Let's see if he's got any ball recoveries as well. That's usually a good, judge of him winning the ball back. Whereabouts is that one? That is ball recovery. So 0 ball recovery. So screening it, but not doing it in the stats way, which is quite interesting for, of course, the main team. But what I've liked from Bayern Munich, though, the big guy so far, James Rodriguez, his passing has been brilliant. Really controlling the tempo of the game. He's doing a sort of Toni Kroos job here, where he's switching the play, moving it, and then when he had that opportunity, you see the yellow pass right here. We'll make that big because we want to see some big passings, maps. The yellow pass there was a through ball to Joshua Kimmich. I like that as a playmaker, that you're keeping it simple, keeping it simple, keeping it simple. There's your opportunity to bang a through ball in, goal time. But again, I think that someone like a Toni Kroos needs to get back into it, needs to get back on the ball. Again, he's getting out-passed at the moment. Toni Kroos usually doesn't get out-passed, and as we can see on the big stats, it's not looking good. He's not really moving it in the same sort of ways he does, switching the play, moving it to left to right. He needs to get on the ball a bit more and dictate the play, start to get it back into it. We are seeing that now, though, in the Bayern Munich half. Little ball inside to Casemiro. What I love about Toni Kroos is he's so quick on the ball. Like, even if he's taking 3 touches, he's still moving it at such a pace, such a rhythm. That's arguably why Real have been so good. It's that rhythm that Toni Kroos sets. Marcelo here, ball into the box for Isco. Isco facing up Mats Hummels, who makes a pretty decent tackle. Vasquez recycles the ball for Real Madrid on the left wing, cuts it back to Sergio Ramos. Ramos looking for the big switch out to Dani Carvajal. Carvajal, header back inside. Ronaldo looks like he's going to pull another bicycle kicker. Ramos is shot. Oh! What we were talking about before, we were saying that Marcelo hasn't done anything in the game in a defensive sense. He just rolls to the final third and volleys it in from outside the box. What a goal that was. Madrid back into the game, 1 goal apiece. Some good football there from Real. The first time we've seen them pick the tempo up in the final third. Ronaldo going for the bicycle on the wow, what a hit. What a hit, son. What an absolute hit. That is the technique that Marcelo's hit that with on the half volley. Hitting it so it's skidding away from the keeper. What a bit suspect on the goalkeeper, maybe. Could have maybe stuck out a cheeky hand, but a fantastic goal nonetheless. Go back to widescreen. That was a great goal from Marcelo. Again, doing it on the big stage. When he's been out the game as well in the final third, comes up with a goal. I absolutely love him. Look at his hair. His hair is brilliant. I'd love to have Marcelo's hair. What a fantastic, absolute player. But again, game on. Game on. We're seeing some more goals now. We are seeing some more goals in the game. 1-1. Goal coming from Marcelo, Josh Kimmich. It's been a game of fullback goals. Who expected that? What odds you would have got on that? I do not know. They would have been absolutely massive. Bayern Munich, though, need to step the tempo up. I think Thiago is going to be key to getting on the ball, getting James into the final third, and allowing him to dictate in that area. They've got a decent base here. Ribery dropping a little bit deep. Pressurised by Madrid, nearly nicked it there. Dani Carvajal, so offensive, so aggressive. But there is an opportunity here for Bayern to break down the right-hand side. Ribery comes in. That was so difficult to say. I was about to say Robben, then I said Ribery. Then it just came out and it was an absolute mess. Vasquez taking him down, though. This could be a big moment. Big moment in the game. Ball from a sort of decent area. James Rodriguez, expect him to whip it in with his left foot, swinging it away from the goalkeeper, so expect one of the centre-halves maybe to get onto the back of that. But that was an unbelievable finish from Marcelo. If you're just joined the stream, make sure, of course, to smash that like button and subscribe if you are new. Whew. Crazy game. Crazy goal. Fullbacks are going mad. That is him from Marouane Fellaini. What a hit, son. What a hit. Robbery, Russ18 commenting there. Robbery, great bants. Keep the bants coming in the comments live. Thiago actually looking to, like he's saying, the play up here, but no. James Rodriguez crossing in. Header on goal. Big chance. And again, Keylor Navas spills. But that was a huge opportunity for Lewandowski that is rumoured to be joining Real Madrid in the summer. You ain't going to be joining them if you're not taking those chances, sunshine. Great balling from James Rodriguez. Arguably been the player of the half so far in terms of his passing, the assist. That ball was fantastic. Lovely to see the Colombian back on top form. Because there's a bit of a miss last season for him in the reserves. But Bayern starting to create things again. Arguably should be maybe 4 goals on the board there. You're thinking the Muller chance, the Hummels chance, and then that big chance there. These are big opportunities. And Real riding their luck, getting back into the game. Again, Carvajal faced up by Ribery. Ribery on the ball, left wing, looking to come inside onto that stronger right foot. Checking, going wide, pulling the ball, cut back at the back post. A fantastic header from Marcelo. Marcelo, not only can he bang goals in on the half volley, he can get back and clear the ball with his head. Brilliant defending from the Brazilian left wing back. Got some questions coming in. Peak Lewandowski or Peak David Villa? Peak Lewandowski, sorry, I just love Lewandowski. One of my favourite strikers in world football. Finn Stewart is saying the right thing. Smash the like button. Smash it, smash it, smash it. Straight now, go. Big chance again coming from a corner. Flick on from, it looks like, Lewandowski again. He's winning every single ball that goes into the box from his corners. And Muller with a chance at the back post. Is he getting booked for a handball? And that is half time. That is half time. So I'm going to have a little bit of a break at half time. And we're going to give you a little bit of a VT. We're going to be looking into Sergi Milinkovic-Savic, his strengths as a player. So get this party started straight away. The VT DJ, are we ready to roll? We are ready to roll. We are ready to roll. So I'll see you in about 5 minutes with some more analysis. I'm going to get myself a beer because my voice is absolutely going. Let's drop this VT right now. So let's move on to his strength. His first strength is pretty obvious, and that is his physicality. Milinkovic-Savic is a great weapon to play at the back, and Lazio frequently go long to either his head or to his feet. In terms of going to his head, that's the thing we want to talk about first, this deep-lying target man type role. As I mentioned before, a deep-lying target man does get involved in the build-up deep in midfield, keeps it simple before making that move. Sergi usually pulls into the inside left channel, usually forces himself up into the opposition centre-halves and looks to win those aerial duels. We take the game in the Europa League against Nice. Nice took an early lead through Mario Balotelli. Lazio then had kick-off, and what happened next was absolutely fantastic. Almost a set piece out of the training ground. Nani played the ball back to Radu. Radu, as the centre-half, blasted the ball up to Sergi, who was sort of on that left-hand side of the pitch. He raised, he flicked the ball on, and Salcedo put the ball into the back of the net. But what's so quite interesting about that physicality is that he's so dominant in these arenas. If Lazio do chuck the ball up to him, 9 times out of 10 he's going to flick it on. And from set pieces, from the almost kick-off is a set piece for Lazio, because Sergi goes long, they play the ball up to him, and they run off him. A great physical asset. But the big thing as well, it allows Lazio to build in that final third. It allows them to go long to Milinkovic-Savic, and then the likes of Luis Alberto or even Immobile can get involved in the play, but Lazio are already there, already in the final third. The next thing about his physicality, his strength, his ability to shield the ball is ridiculous. Not only is he 6'3", is he powerful, is he so strong with his frame, he has the skills with his feet. If you allow Sergi to bring the ball down and get it into his feet, you are not going to get the ball off him. There's an unbelievable bit of skill against Nice where he brought the ball down, he shielded it, then dragged back, turned, beat 2 players, then got Lazio into a counter-attacking situation. And it's so dangerous to allow him to do that. He has that ability to make that quick step inside or outside. It's almost like Paul Pogba. He's a street footballer. Very tall, very physical, but very good with his feet. Of course, we mentioned before, the 1.7 dribbles that he's completed per game in Serie A this season is very good for a central midfielder. Moving on to his second massive strength, of course, is in game intelligence. What I love about Milinkovic-Savic is he's almost a modern-day central midfielder. You know, what I've said before, what I want from my central midfielders these days is I want them to get in between the lines, I want them to split, open up that passing lane to the centre-forward and then get involved there. That's exactly what Milinkovic-Savic did against Juventus. Of course, when you're looking at players in Serie A, you want to see them playing against, your standard opponents, your Chievos, your Bolognas, but you want to see what they can do against Juve. And Milinkovic-Savic in the game in October was man of the match. Not only was he physical, not only was he box to box, what he worked so hard, he shuttled, but he really contributed in the final third, both for the goals he was involved with. And it was that movement, that intelligence to get in between the lines at the right moment that makes Milinkovic-Savic not only a great target to play to his feet, but as well he can get his head up and play the through balls. The first goal that Lazio scored was a fantastic move from back to front. Lazio built up quite slowly, Milinkovic-Savic getting involved in the deep move, but then Lucas had it at defensive midfield. Milinkovic-Savic was in a wide position, he moved inside. The ball was fired from Lucas into Immobile's feet. Laid it off to Milinkovic-Savic, Milinkovic-Savic to Luis Alberto, Immobile on the run, through ball, goal time. But it was all about that smartness, that one-touch play in the final third that's so crucial to play in between the lines. Not only has the intelligence to go from a wide position to move inside to receive the layoff from the striker, but then it's that quick passing play, that quick thinking that Milinkovic-Savic just shows his intelligence, and especially against Juventus. You take the other goal as well, it was even better, even more about this deep-lying target man type position. Again, Lazio with the ball at the back, slow build-up. They didn't have that much of the ball, they played on the break as they always do, but David had the ball at centre-half. Milinkovic-Savic up against Chiellini, playing as a target man, playing as a physical sort of attacking element for Lazio. Of course, David drives through midfield, draws in Khedira, then pops a fantastic ball to Milinkovic-Savic's feet. At that point, Milinkovic-Savic had pulled off Chiellini,
and received the ball to feet, turned, through ball Immobile. Immobile runs at Buffon, Buffon takes him out, penalty, Immobile scores. What was so good about that was Milinkovic-Savic's movement to stand on the centre half, then pull off him into the space in between the lines. Of course, that stagnated the defence. That meant that Chiellini was ahead of Barzagli, Immobile has that angle, makes the run through, penalty, goal time. Brilliant intelligence from the Serbian central midfielder to receive the ball in the perfect area.
Ho ho! Live? Are we live? Oh, we've had some real tech issues today, guys. I'm sorry. You can probably hear me, but you can't see me. I'll just bang that slide on, and we'll quickly have a look at that. No. Is it just completely gone? The cat is... We fixed it! Bloody Stephen Howson is a tech legend. Go and follow him on Twitter right now, Mr. Stephen Howson. He saved the day once again, so we are back right now, guys. We are back, ready to go for the second half. That is some good tech work right there. It's been a stressful stream this time. Stressful stream. But we've got a Budweiser, we've got a beer, you know, we're going to chill out, relax, get ready for that second half. Straight away. Of course, that first half was a great half of football in terms of fullbacks going forward. Both fullbacks getting a goal. But we were chatting to Matt Tasker, our resident goalkeeping expert that we've got in the studio. We've got a lot of experts in the studio. We've got a defensive coach. But the goalkeeping coach was saying both goals were keeper errors. If you haven't seen both the goals, there was a bit of a problem in terms of the first up, the Keylor Navas one. Really went close to his hand. A strong hand in that situation stops the Kimmich shot. Kimmich, you know, in that situation, you'd expect him to cross, but he does go for that near post drive and goes in. But you expect more from Keylor Navas, that arguably has been very good in the Champions League. You know, of course, Real Madrid heavily linked with David De Gea, but he's been good on the grand scheme of things. The second goal as well, the Bayern Munich keeper arguably looked like he thought the Marcelo shot was going wide and pulls his hands away. Crazy stuff, but both fullbacks have scored. Shout out to, let's get into the comments. Great work, Stephen Howson. Let's do the applause. Let's do all that type of thing because he's sorted stuff out, and it looks like even everything's back now. We haven't even got a flicker. Can we look at some stats? We can look at some stats of the first half. Let's go to the top players. Let's bang the big stats on. So, of course, Joshua Kimmich and Marcelo both bagging in the first half from pretty decent angles. You know, the Joshua Kimmich one across the goalkeeper again. Our resident goalkeeping expert, Matt Tasker, did say that should have saved that. And I kind of agree. Matt Tasker is one of the best goalkeepers I know. If he thinks it's a problem, I think it's a problem. We are all together think it's a problem. And, of course, Marcelo, that half volley from edge of the area. But that story of the first half, I think, was all about James Rodriguez and controlling the tempo, 31 out of his 32 passes. We all expect Toni Kroos to be having a really good game. We expected Toni Kroos to be the guy that was in control. But it's been James Rodriguez. ex-Real Madrid, or still on loan from Real Madrid. What a story that is. And that pass for the Kimmich goal was so good. We can even visualise that because that is how good Stat Zone is. We've gone to the key events. We can scroll it up. And then DJ, we can play that record. Again, coming from the goalkeeper, a little bit of interchange play. Then there's the through ball. Kimmich going through and crashing the ball home. And that was it. That was the brilliant play that they had between them. The sort of passing combination. Kimmich moving forward, playing out, then moving, then getting through ball. It was a lovely, lovely goal. Of course, the Marcelo goal was a little bit more cagey, popping around, flying out. Carvajal heads back, and Marcelo with a cracker of a half volley. For the second half, though, I think, you're looking at the chances created. So, Keylor Navas, Dani Carvajal and Vasquez, 1 chance created each. But you've got James Rodriguez on 3. Absolute domination in that first half, James Rodriguez. From corners, from getting into good areas, from set pieces, he's been very, very good. And again, for Real Madrid, that is the problem right now. We look at the shot map. Bayern Munich, 9 shots on goal so far, with 3 on target, and Real Madrid only 4 shots. Karim Benzema it's so important that Zinedine Zidane makes that change. So important. Karim Benzema will link the attack together. At the moment, Ronaldo is so isolated up front. Karim Benzema through the middle, maybe take off. Probably going to take off Vasquez, maybe. Isco to the right wing, Ronaldo to the left wing, and Benzema through the middle, or alternatively Ronaldo to the right wing, Isco the left, and there you go. Game, set, match, game in the bag. Make sure, of course, to like the video. We want to get to 500 likes, and then we'll be doing a challenge. You get to decide what challenge we'll be doing, or a forfeit, or whatever you want to say. Game, set, match there. But into your comments, let's talk about your thoughts on half-time. I want to get your thoughts in, and we want to talk about your thoughts. Ribery should have put the game to bed. That is a big thing. There were big chances missed in that first half. Thinking Hummels from a corner. Thomas Muller from a corner. Thomas Muller, cut inside with the, having that shot, the air shot at the start of the game. Should be arguably 4 or 5 goals up, but I think it's all about Real Madrid riding this pressure and dealing with it all together. But that's been the half so far. Of course, the fullbacks getting the goals so far. Really good stuff from, of course, both Marcelo and Kimmich in the penalty area. What you don't really expect. How do you pronounce that guy's name? Who? The goalkeeper, the Bayern goalkeeper. That's what we've been not getting so far. We're just at the studio on. Is it Ulich? Ulrich. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, I just had to make sure that I know that's down to a T. Question coming in from James. Dave, if Real Madrid wins the Champions League, where do they rank them amongst the best of all time? They are the best, maybe behind Di Stefano's, Real Madrid maybe, because they did it 5 in a row, but this is a very, very hot team. Nicky James saying a diamond with Benzema and Isco in a number 10. The only thing I think there is that that sort of same thing happened when Real Madrid, of course, played Juve and played PSG, where they went with a diamond and they kind of got caught out. With of course, the Juve game, we've been talking a lot about what happened in that game, and it was all about when you're in that system. So when you're playing this narrow diamond, if you can manage to pin the fullbacks back. So if you can pin back Marcelo and Dani Carvajal, number 12 and number 2 on the graphic, you can pin them back. You've got no width in the final third, and that's the only problem of going back to a diamond for Real Madrid. I'd argue that maybe a 4-5-1 could be a good way to go, bringing on Benzema through the middle, dropping Ronaldo a little bit deeper, because I'd like to see a bit. Alright is how you pronounce it. Alright or Alright. Cheers, guys. Sven. We'll call him Sven. That's a great shout. That was from the goalkeeping expert in the studio. We're going to call him Sven from now on. That is an easy way to nail that right away. Niall saying, you don't think Man United needs centre-backs? I think our full-backs do better jobs than our centre-backs. I think our centre-backs need some time to mature as defenders. I think they've got some real potential there. You're talking Eric Bailly and Victor Lindelof. I think fullback is like, you upgrade your fullbacks, you upgrade your attacking play. I think that's what United need to do. I think defensively they've been good. Mourinho's organisation, David De Gea behind, it's been fantastic. But it is about putting it all together. Is Casemiro the best defensive midfielder in the world right now after his last 2 displays, including this one? Maybe not. Let's have a look at Casemiro's numbers in that first half, because I didn't think he dominated as he usually does. Wasn't as physical, but maybe we were missing out on some key tackles and some key interceptions that he was making, but it didn't look like a classic Casemiro. I'm going to get in your face, I'm going to dive, and so forth. For example, again, only in the first half, only 1 tackle, 1 and 1 interception. Again, very, very poor. What I mentioned before, Casemiro's usually throwing himself around, tackling everyone, absolutely destroying people. So right now, Casemiro, no. Javi Martinez has played very well in the game, as we sort of spoke about in the comments. So he needs to just get inside down, put some tackles in, but I want to see Karim Benzema coming in on for Real Madrid. That's what I want to see as soon as possible. Asensio coming on to stretch Bayern Munich, especially if Bayern have made 2 subs already. Yep, static Spencer, that is a great shout. But I think a little bit later, I love Asensio around 70 minutes. That's when the sort of game opens up. It's almost like what United were doing early doors with Marcus Rashford and Anthony Marcelo. One would start, then around that sort of 70-minute mark, they'd switch it, and you'd basically be dealing with Marcus Rashford, then you're dealing with Martial. Very, very difficult, very quick. Similar with this Real Madrid team, what you were doing last season would be you'd be dealing with Ronaldo on the left wing, then you're tired, and then Asensio comes on and he is absolutely rapid, but also a very good technical footballer. So again, I think a little bit later on for the thing with Asensio is coming on. So Isco goes off, Asensio comes on. That's probably a half decent change. Isco's very, very good in this diamond as a number 10. But struggles out wide. I think he struggled again in this first half, not really getting involved in the attacking play. And Asensio, it's his time to shine. Absolutely love Asensio. From the days of the Under-21 European Championships where he was absolutely sick at football. Now he's playing in the Champions League semi-finals. What a lad he is. Comments are saying that they want to see Ashley Young. Unfortunately, Ashley Young is a Manchester United player. Manchester United guy isn't going to be playing for Real or Bayern Munich tonight. But the second half has just kicked off. 45 minutes and 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds. Who would you rather be listening to? Darren Fletcher, Owen Hargreaves and Steve McLaren, or me? I know that answer. You guys know that answer, so make sure you hit the like button straight away. As soon as we hit 500, it is game, set, match, and we are going to do something fun and funny. Got some comments coming in. Isco out. Isco plays on the wing for Spain. Yes, he does, but they play quite a narrow system where it's more 2 number 10s. I think Real Madrid are a little bit more wider, and I think he struggles in those wide areas. Vasquez a little bit better. Asensio's combination play with Marcelo could be key in the second half. Combined really well against PSG. Think of the last goal that they created together. Obviously, Marcelo putting the finishing touches on. That could be a position that starts to become an issue for Bayern Munich on the right wing if Muller doesn't drop back, doesn't protect Joshua Kimmich, who played very, very well in that first half. So the game is live. We're back again in the second half. Bayern again on the ball early doors. Javi Martinez, who's been pretty decent. Rafinha doing some pretty crazy moves there. Losing the ball high. Modric interception. Modric again wins the ball back. Casemiro on the ball in defensive midfield. Moves. It's Toni Kroos. Opportunity to switch out. A 2v1 on the fullback. Muller getting back though really quickly to face up Marcelo. Drop of the shoulder. Asensio back in. 2, of course, Toni Kroos, and the possession continues from Real Madrid. Started brightly. Good work there. Poor play from Rafinha, who again is coming in for David Alaba. Not too good stuff. Don't want to listen to Steve McLaren. I don't know what that's about, that comment coming in from Karen Phillips. But we can keep doing that. Tom Newton, Ramos hitting the diagonals a lot this game. Yeah, I think there's an opportunity there for Ramos to switch the play to the right wing. Vasquez out wide. But Asensio breaking for a few tackles here in central midfield. Looking like he fancies it today. Being currently tracked by Javi Martinez. Ronaldo coming inside onto that right foot, and that goes out for a throw in, that shot. Ronnie, that is not good enough. That is absolutely rubbish. Can I put it live? What do you want me to put live? The game? I can't put the game live. That is illegal. YouTube don't allow that type of thing. If you want to find the game, do it through the legal methods. If you're in the UK, BT Sport is the place that you need to watch it. But of course, this is just a commentary. There we are doing the comms. We are talking about the stats. We're talking about everything good in the game. But again, Zinedine Zidane shuffling the pack at half-time. Asensio coming on for Isco. Maybe get into the comments where you think where they think the game will go. You think Bayern Munich are going to win this? You think it's going to be Real Madrid that are going to take the title here? Starting to look like Real asserting their dominance. Ramos moving into midfield and playing some passes back to Marcelo. I love Ramos. What a player he is. Is he the best player of all time for as a Spanish defender? You look at PK maybe up there with a player that's in recent memory that's been very good, but Ramos so good in the last 3 seasons. Such a miss in the Juve game. One of the reasons why they conceded 3 goals. No Sergio Ramos. Question from Cameron Phillips. Think Bayern should play on the counter in the second half or let Real pressure? I think for Bayern Munich, they arguably need to score twice. Think about how powerful the away goal is. If they go back to the Bernabeu and Real Madrid score 1 goal, if they're winning 2-1, advantage Real massively. So for me, Bayern need to go offensive, need to push on, need to get the likes of Thiago on the ball and keep getting it to Javi Martinez. What's he called? James Rodriguez, because he's been crucial for the attacking play for Bayern Munich and for Real Madrid. Again, they're in a very good position. The goal is so good. The goal is so good for them, away from home. So important for them, to sit back and they could counter-attack at the Bernabeu. They could, do what they want to do. They could control the tempo of the game. They could do anything with this sort of goal that they've got. Again, advantage Real Madrid going into the final of the Champions League. That is where we are right now, the semi-finals. The game yesterday was absolutely sick. The goals, this has been a bit more of a tactical game. Like a chess piece, moving them around and, Bayern Munich only got one move left, one substitution after the 2 injuries. Joshua Kimmich moving inside now to a central position. This is why he's such a good player, because he's so comfortable in all the areas. Again, he's sitting in between both of the centre-backs, like an old-school sweeper. What a talent he is. A long ball out from Sven. That is the Bayern Munich goalkeeper. That's what we're going to call him. Flick on from, I think it was Javi Martinez here. Ribery coming inside. Muller with a little flick. Lovely little interchange from the Polish striker. Back to Frank Ribery. Ribery at edge of the area. Lewandowski in a wide area, podding it back to Javi Martinez. Martinez looks to cross in the penalty area. Sergio Ramos with a fantastic header, and Marcelo giving it the vol, giving it a bit of air. Out it goes. The game's shaping up good though. This is good. This is competitive. At least, the Roma game, Roma-Liverpool, it's heavily favoured in one way. Of course, Liverpool with the 3-goal advantage. But in terms of this game, on a sort of, on a great position right now where, a lovely little chop there. It's going to go, lovely move from Ribery, cutting it back from the byline. Muller coming in again. Muller could have arguably scored a hat-trick in this game so far today, but he hasn't got there. Another big chance for Bayern Munich, who arguably should be ahead. Questions coming in now in the old YouTube comments. That was a huge chance. This skill, again, Casemiro is usually winning those tackles. Ribery just pulling his pants down in the penalty area. Jupp getting half excited. A very cool manager, Jupp Heynckes. But again, Casemiro, lad, what's happened, buddy? Are you frozen? So, question coming in. Do you think Robben and Ribery will be in the starting 11 for Bayern Munich next season? I'm surprised about their longevity. The longevity has been incredible. Like how they've both kept, at this level, given that they're both over the age of 33, it's impressive. It's impressive in terms of how they've looked after both of their bodies. But we did see Robben going off with that injury. Ribery has been, he's had so many bad injuries. Oh, that's not a nice challenge there. Could this be a red card? Bit of a poor challenge from Ribery, going in with his studs up against Rafa Varane. Rafa Varane clearing the ball and then cleaning it out. I'd probably say a yellow, but the referee looks like he's a little bit annoyed about that challenge. Not very nice going in there. Frank Ribery, a little bit too aggressively, studs up challenge. Not looking too good. A bit of an action replay here. It's the follow through that's not nice. He stands on Rafa Varane's standing foot with the follow through, and that's not nice to see from Frank Ribery that he's been booked. Maybe that should have been a red card. Let's have a look at the Bayern Munich bench though. Let's see who they could potentially bring on their last substitution, because that's going to be crucial. Really is going to be absolutely crucial. Let's go to the lineups on StatZone. So we'll just pop StatZone on the screen, get it up here. Can we get it up? There we can. So the substitutes bench for the home team, that is Bayern Munich, of course, Sandro Wagner, the centre-forward that was signed from Hoffenheim in the summer, Juan Bernat, Sebastian Rudy, Tom Stark and Tolisso. Not really anything in an attacking sense that you could bring on there. Maybe Sandro Wagner is the only option as a striker, but I'm talking like width. I'm talking like a bit of a pace injection. They had last season Douglas Costa. He could have been perfect for this game, but again, now plies his trade for Juventus. In terms of Real Madrid, their substitutions that are remaining, of course, Sancho coming on. You've got Kovacic, who is, Zidane loves bringing Kovacic on at the end of the games. Great at breaking the play up and holding onto the ball. Gareth Bale, of course, is an option. Karim Benzema is an option. And Theo Hernandez maybe at left back. But it's looking good for both benches there. Real Madrid look like they've got more options than, of course, Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich have already used 2 of their subs. Back to the football, though. Rafa Varane switching the play. Thomas Muller's work rate already today has been brilliant. I love Thomas Muller. Remember that World Cup where he was so good? It wasn't only just that he was scoring goals and grabbing assists, that he was in that system at that point. I think Germany were playing pretty much a 4-4-1-1. He was so good at getting back into a defensive shape. It was just brilliant. I loved watching Thomas Muller. He's such a wonderful player to watch off the ball. I think he's one of those players that you really appreciate when you watched him live to see what he's saying. Ribery just getting across into the box, chopping, changing, but poor delivery into the penalty area. Back to Thomas Muller though, yeah, again, appreciate Thomas Muller's movement when you see him live, because you can see the space that he looks to get into, his movement, his body shape, his work off the ball is fantastic. And that's, why he's in the Bayern Munich team now still. Potentially not the same output you're going to get from a Mo Salah or a Ronaldo, but the work rate that he's got is incredible. And we just had Javi Martinez, a little bit of a mistake there. The ball goes over his head. Luka Modric brings it back. Real into the final third, recycling on the play through, of course, Toni Kroos. Looks like Toni Kroos is starting to play. Looks like he's starting to get on the ball and control the tempo of this game of football in the second half. Ronaldo from range, checks. Toni Kroos, ability to switch out here. 2v2 out wide, great defending from Thomas Muller. Out wide to Asensio. Asensio 1v1, early cross. Kimmich blocks it. Kimmich, had an unbelievable game so far for the Germans. Just a wonderful player, isn't he? We've been talking about in the comments. We've been talking about everywhere. Absolutely sick stuff from the lad. Muller and Lingard seem to have very similar roles. That is completely correct. That for me, they're like very, very similar players in terms of what they do and how they move. And you take Jess Lingard out of this United team, they're so much worse in the final third. The fluidity isn't really there. And I think that's what Jess Lingard brings. Yeah, he gets a lot of criticism from some United fans. He shouldn't. One of United's better players, especially this season. Been directly involved in 20 goals this season, one more than he's managed an entire United career combined. But let's get into Toni Kroos into the second half, because it looks like he's stepping on the ball and he's starting to control the tempo of the game of football. Let's jump onto his passes. So let's show it onto the big screen. Turn the first half 22 out of 25. Already in the second half 9 out of 9. We can see him moving the ball quite nicely, especially out to the left-hand side, especially get the balls to the likes of Vasquez. A fantastic towering header here by Sergio Ramos. Allowed Casemiro a chance in the final third to maybe make the pass, but he didn't quite get there. The game is really broken up at the moment. Thiago Alcantara playing the ball out to Muller. Muller looks to cross. Great ball in here. Lewandowski, header back. Nobody's attacking the space. What a header that was back from Lewandowski. Lovely curled ball from Thomas Muller. And again, Luka Modric in the right place at the right time. That's kind of how you describe him as a player. Always in the right place, always making the right decisions. But a fantastic little break. Lovely bit of play that. I like that one. It's a little bit more basketball-y football. Now when the game opens up, when you've thrown some players forward, you're arguably playing attack versus defence. Love a bit of that. Absolutely love that at all. Please live stream. This is not the live stream, guys. This is, of course, a watch-along for the game in the Champions League. If you want to watch a live stream, make sure to go on to a legal stream. You find that. We've got a break on here. Asensio has just played in. Vasquez, the combination play is on here. Asensio back into the box. Can he finish? The chip, the finish, the goal. Real Madrid 2-1. What a finish. And he's made a brilliant impact since he's come on. A goal already for Asensio. Zinedine Zidane is showing again why he is the big cheese in terms of managers in European football. Made the change. I was calling from Karim Benzema. Zidane put that one in the bin. Asensio's come on. A fantastic counter-attack. Combination play between Vasquez, Asensio, lovely stuff. And the game came from a Bayern Munich corner. Great pressing on Rafinha. Terrible ball inside. Again, Rafinha was the weakness that we spoke about at left-back. You saw there that he was so uncomfortable in that position. And what a finish that was. Lovely little lift on it. I love those finishes where he slightly hit the bottom of the ball, catches the keeper out. But again, we've got some shakes in the studio from our goalkeeping expert, Matt Tasker. Some real looking... Again, you've got to get a hand on that.
He's no Neuer, is he?
He's not. Sven is no Manuel Neuer, and we know that. But that was a poor mistake from Rafinha. Poor goalkeeping, and at his advantage, Zinedine Zidane, he's looking happy. He's giving it the clap. Could be over, guys. It could be over already. This is a brilliant away performance from Real Madrid, and that was a fantastic goal. Love counter-attacking goals. They're my favourite types of goals. Who cares about possession football? It's bloody boring when you can break quickly on someone and counter-attack and tear them up. But Bayern again, straight onto the forward foot. Can we get a bit of a replay of that goal on the app? Because that'll be nice to show you guys straight away. But we have a little bit of a load now. We'll just leave that a little bit of chilling. Well, what do you guys think then? In the comments, Asensio again, massive goal. Has he been Real Madrid's sort of not underrated player, but a guy that's really coming up in big games for them? Is that what he's been doing in the last few seasons? Maybe he's the guy to win the Ballon d'Or after Ronaldo and Messi go. He could be that guy. He really could. Again, Toni Kroos, base in midfield, being a bit of angry. Alex is in the comments. Shout out to Alex. You're an absolute legend, buddy. Shout out for you watching. Big thumbs up to you, your dad. Top guys. They're saying Ronaldo next goal scorer. That could happen. I think Asensio could be involved in that goal. So I'm going to go Asensio assist. Here we have though. Ribery cutting in. Great save from Carlo Ancelotti, making himself big, spreading himself out. Tasca is already happy. He's celebrating. He's punching the air. He's so happy with that goalkeeping save. That's the first good one we've seen tonight. We want to see more good goalkeeping. That's what we want to see here. More good goalkeeping. Now we can have a look at the goal from FC Bayern Munich from Real Madrid. The ball, of course, quick break coming on. Ball recovery in the centre pitch. Simple assist and simple finish time. Lovely goal right there for Real Madrid. Tie is could be over now, guys. Could be over. It's Asensio's first goal in the Champions League. That is a stat and a half. I swear he's scored a few times. But yeah, Rush 18 is completely correct. Munich really unlucky to have not scored 3 goals. They should be 4-5 up. The chances that they've created inside the penalty area have been fantastic. But Asensio has given Real Madrid a lot. It's the directness, I think. That's what it is. Isco is so good when he's on the ball. Little pops, little passes here and there. But what he doesn't give you is that pace and that directness that Asensio has given Real Madrid on this left wing. And a brilliant counter-attack. What's crazy as well is we've not really seen Ronaldo do anything. And yet Real are in such comfortable position. But here we have James Rodriguez in between the lines. Casemiro trying to put a tackle on. James riding it out to Franck Ribery. What's he going to do? He checks, hits the byline. Brilliant defensive covering challenge from Dani Carvajal. Love seeing that back in. Do I think Liverpool can win the Champions League? Yes, they 100% they can. They're 5-2 up. They have got half a foot in the final. If they don't bottle it at the Stadio Olimpico like Barcelona did, they'll be there in the final. Anything can happen in the final. I don't think you can look past Firmino and Mo Salah at the moment in terms of goal scoring. It's absolutely incredible in terms of what they've been doing in front of goal. Corner coming in from Bayern Munich. Poor corner. Rubbish stuff. We've just got some comments coming in saying, goal, Real Madrid 0, Liverpool 1, Mo Salah 90th minute. That would be a shock. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Asensio scored before. Yeah, he scored in last year's final. Thanks for King Says for dropping that comment in there. And that's exactly what we want to say. Straight ahead. That's it. Goals. Football. It's all good. Franck Ribery with the 7 shaved into his head. You don't think he's a bit too old to have a 7 shaved into his head? He's a veteran football player. What are you doing? Franck, you absolute joker. But Ramos has been big this game so far. Just getting in the right areas, clearing the ball, being so aggressive. Without him in the side, I think Real lack that aggression dealing with aerial balls. And they've got that with dealing with people on the floor, thinking tenacity of Casemiro. 42 tackles he's won in the Champions League before this game. Now 43, adding the one on that he's won this game. That's 13 more than any other player. They've got that on the ball, but what they lack is that aerial ability, and that's what Ramos gives them. What a defender. I never thought Ramos would be this good. Like watching him at Sevilla when he was a young player, like his evolution's been incredible. And he was sort of playing as a fullback for Sevilla. Played a bit of centre-half, bit of fullback, who's a quick player, but where he is, his ability to break play up and make the correct decisions, score incredible goals. And in that of important goals he's scored, it's absolutely incredible. But yeah, keep hitting that like button, guys. Keep smashing that like button. Bayern Munich's passing has been quite wasteful. Not in the first half. I think in the second half they've been quite poor. Arguably, like Thiago, not really getting into the advanced area. He's coming a little bit too deep on the ball. And when you kind of see that, it's a lot easier to defend against. And if he's just playing it square, then moving forward, you might as well start in an advanced area and look to receive it from feet from someone like a Nicolas Schuler. That's the game. Got some comments coming in. Jerry, you are boring. Here we have Joshua Kimmich. Right hand side, back inside to James Rodriguez, checking on that left foot. Switching the play out again to the fullback height. It's not the fullback height, it's Ribery coming in now. 2 players up there, Vasquez and of course Carvajal making some hard work for the French winger. A shot comes in from Thiago, back across, saved from Keylor Navas again. The game is still open. But I think it's going to be for Bayern Munich. They need at least 3 goals now. Maybe 4-2, then they can take that 2-goal lead into that second half. That could really work, really work well if they're trying to push on in the second leg. Time to have a little bit of a stats review. It's 60 minutes into the game, 62 minutes and 50 seconds, 51, 52. If you want to sync up. Quick question before we look at the stats. On a scale of 1 to 10, how shit were Roma last night? They were a 10 up until about 80 minutes when Nangolan went into midfield. Then Nangolan pretty much took the game by the scruff of the neck. A captain's performance. All the cliches. the great assist, the shot that led to the penalty. Nainggolan was brilliant in the last 10 minutes of that game. Absolutely fantastic. But in terms of stats, James Rodriguez still running the passing lanes. Toni Kroos has got to be angry about that. But I think the big thing, again, Vasquez coming into the game, something that we mentioned pre-kickoff. Here comes Karim Benzema. This is what I wanted to see. Karim Benzema looks like he's coming on. Last little point about Vasquez and his stats today. You know, the 2 chances created both come in the second half, including the assist. The most creative player in the league in 2018, finally showing why Zinedine Zidane has gone with him in the start. But here it comes. It is time to get this party started. Karim Benzema will be coming on. Not sure who's going to take off, though. Ronaldo's got to stay on. Like, you're not taking Ronaldo off. Vasquez is starting to come into the game. It would be a bit of a gamble if that's the case. Maybe a central midfielder. Maybe someone like that. Bit of a weird one, though. If I thought the change at half-time would be good. The link-up play is still going to be there. But it seems a bit strange to make this change now. Maybe you're going to a 2-man midfield. That's the only thing I can see. But we'll see in 2 seconds how the tactics are going to unfold, how they're going to change right here on Statman Dave Live. Make sure, of course, if you are new to me, subscribe and like that goddamn video. We're at 314, guys. Where are the likes coming in? What do you want me to do when we hit the likes of 500 likes? That's all we want. Then we go to 1,000, then 1 million. Then we've taken over the world. But it's going to be a big change from Zinedine Zidane. Coming up now, Benzema's coming on for who? Who do you think in the comments? Who do you guys think is going to come on? Bit of possession play from, of course, Thiago Alcantara. Again, he's not breaking lines with his passes. It's frustrating me. Kimmich, nice far forward, facing up Marcelo. It's been really nice. It's been for me, it's been the best left back, Marcelo, versus the best right back, Kimmich, on that right-hand side. It's been a good little battle so far. Both doing well in certain areas. Both have scored. Both have been good in a defensive sense from time to time. But here we have Thomas Muller. Uncharacteristic poor touch there. It looked like the ball had gone out there into the penalty area from James Rodriguez. Another corner from Bayern Munich. Alex, am I Mourinho in or Mourinho out? I'm Mourinho in. Keep him in. He is a bloody legend, Mourinho, and he's done wonders with United for me. I do find with the improvement at Manchester United, you've got to think the consistency that he's brought. Mourinho's doing a good job. Another final. Another chance to win silverware. 3 trophies in 2 years. That's sort of like near back to the glory days. Of course, the league is the big one, but you still, you're in there. Safe standing. Oh, here we go. So he's taken off Carvajal. So are we talking Vasquez going to right back? Maybe Ronaldo going to the right wing? Maybe Benzema going out? But I'm not sure what he's done here. It's just a bit of a weird change from Zinedine Zidane. Usually I'm kind of like, I'm on what he's doing, but this seems like a bit of a weird one. I'm sure they've got Theo Hernandez on the bench that can play fullback. Seems like a bit of an odd change from Zizou. I'm a big fan of his usual changes, but this one is a bit outside the box. It would have been potentially. You've also got Vallejo on the bench who could play centre half. So if it is an injury to Dani Carvajal, we could have seen the centre half come on because we've seen Theo Hernandez come on. Just seems a bit weird. Like, what's this shape going to be? Is Zizou pulling out a 3 at the back or something? What do you guys think in the comments? I think it is Vasquez to right back. That's what I'm. Big chance here for Bayern Munich. Again, they've just missed another huge one. That was a corner that dropped to Thomas Muller inside the penalty area, and they didn't put the ball into the back of the net. Madness. Absolute madness. Yeah, it does look like Vasquez is playing right back. Interesting, to say the least. Up against Franck Ribery, but he has defended quite well in the game, to be fair to him. Ronaldo now on the right wing, Karim Benzema through the middle. That's what I wanted to see. But this could be the issue for Real Madrid. Like, Vasquez now has just put pressure on central midfield from right back. At the moment, you kind of don't really want that if you're Real Madrid. You want to be half pressing with your midfielders, with your strikers, but not with your fullbacks. Very, very high there for Vasquez, but he has retreated and got back. It's going to be really interesting to see what he's done. There's shouts in the comments of a 3-5-2. I think it is a 4-3-3, 4-5-1 slightly still. I don't think the 3 centre-halves are there. I think Casemiro is still playing as a defensive midfielder right there. Dr. Trolley, great name. Dr. Trolley, great logo saying the game is not over. I agree. Game is never over in this quality of European football. But that chance there was a Joshua Kimmich ball in, nod back, and it basically drops. It's another air kick from Thomas Muller. That's probably the second time he's done that in the game where he literally could have just put the ball in the back of the net and he's just mishit it. Absolutely aired it. Absolutely aired it. But it is all about Bayern now attacking. I think they've got to be going left. They've got to be trying to test out Vasquez. Vasquez, I don't think he's played as a fullback for that frequently in his career. We could even get the stats up of that. How many times he's played as a fullback in his career. I don't imagine it's that a lot. It's not, he's always been a right midfielder when I've seen him, or on the left-hand side. So if we look at it, I don't think he's ever played at fullback. This is crazy stuff. Another big chance there for Bayern Munich. A shot crashing across the goal, but we're just looking at Vasquez. We're having a little bit of Vasquez chat, seeing whether he's ever played before all seasons. Here we go. So Vasquez has played right back twice in his career. 2 times. That's pretty crazy. Played the majority of his career, 135 appearances on the right wing. But again, that's mad. Only twice at fullback. And you're facing up Franck Ribery, one of the most difficult players to play against. It was how he nutmegged Casemiro early doors. Could be a bit of an issue, but here we go. Here's the first duel, and he's won it. Great tackle. Maybe he's going to be the new right-back for Spain in the World Cup. That was a brilliant tackle. Lovely tackle. Ball looking to get Benzema. What I like now about Real is they can kind of go to this 4-4-2 shape where one of the wingers goes out wide. Let's get the visualization up so maybe we can be a little bit descriptive of what we're talking about, of course, in this in the system. So let's jump on to the small stats. So what I mean here is Real Madrid, when they've got a lead, is they arguably drop into a 4-4-2. Usually CR7 sits up front with either Benzema or one of the wide players. And then the wide midfielder, it looks like it's Modric now, is looking like he's covering the right wing. So he'll be going out and doing the defensive work on the right wing for Cristiano Ronaldo, allowing them to have 2 guys sort of up top, which I really like. I think the 4-4-2 for me is the best defensive shape in world football. But the ball is broken to Lewandowski outside of the box. Ribery can't get it under control, and Casemiro clears. Ronaldo holds the ball up, a little bit of a dive, pushed in the back by Mats Hummels. But again, it's those opportunities. We haven't seen Ronaldo at all in this game, which for me means that we're going to see a Ronaldo hat-trick in the last 20 minutes of the game. It's going to be, that's just going to happen. It's what Ronaldo does in this Champions League. He just absolutely loves it. Why are there so many dislikes on the video? I don't know. Matthew Jarvis. People are getting mad. We need more likes. Hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and share it on Twitter. Share it everywhere. Share it in, share it out. I've got a question from Cheeky. Conte in or Conte out? Conte should probably leave Chelsea. Chelsea should probably look for a new manager, just because the cycle for Conte seems to have run its course. And when that happens, it's time to go. Modric spinning again. Lovely 360. Ball over the top for Cristiano Ronaldo, who is onside. Looks like he takes his hand. Strike across it. It's a goal. It's handball, though. Yeah, it did look like a handball. Brilliant finish, though, from Cristiano Ronaldo. It looked like he kind of cushioned it with his sort of shoulder, which, again, drops into a handball. But that was a great sort of transition. Modric winning it. Let's have another replay of that. Yeah, it looks like it sort of hits his elbow, actually. Definitely elbow. Well, that finish across the keeper was brilliant. One touch. The most deadly finisher in world football, Cristiano Ronaldo, for any angle. And now Bayern Munich on the attack once again. Get your questions into comments. Can I jump on the stream? Yeah, if you want. Come down to Manchester, Studio 68, check us out. And of course, you can come on the stream. But Karim Benzema carrying the ball on the counter-attack. This is what we wanted. Benzema can create these opportunities. Oh, that ball inside. If that had been played, that would have been another goal for Real Madrid. Casemiro supporting the counter-attack as he does sometimes. It's really interesting, Casemiro's positioning. Sometimes you'll see him just covering the back 4 all game. Other games, more recently, like you think the back end of the last Champions League was... he'd be the guy that actually go. So Kroos and Modric would hold, and you'd almost see Casemiro in the final third. I think he was directly involved in more goals than any other midfielder from like the quarterfinals onward in the Champions League. He just kept on appearing like in the penalty area, or there'd be a counter-attack, and he'd play the final pass. We just saw it then again. Casemiro coming into the game. I think it'd been better in this second half. Though it was quite poor in the first half, but been a lot better when Real Madrid got the lead. It's kind of like falls into his game then. Real Madrid no longer have to be breaking players down. They can sit off. Modric can start to play that sort of wiry role he does, and dictating the play from deep in midfield. More questions? Get the questions in. Don't care about the dislikes. Your work is amazing. Thank you. Question coming in from Suzanne. Not question, just a comment. Dave, I think everyone is jealous of your beard. That's where the dislikes coming from. Thanks, buddy. I did get rid of the bigger beard because it started to have a bit of a mind of itself. Started to control my brain. It went in there. It was controlling the stats, and nobody wants that at all. It's just not what you want. Again, another massive tangent. I'm getting shakes to the left of my head. What team am I supporting in this game? I'm not really supporting either team, but I'd like to see Joshua Kimmich do well. I'd like to see Marcelo do well. I'd like to see Zizou pick the 3rd Champions League. So I'm kind of rooting for Real Madrid, but not massively. Not massively pushing for them. Did I do stats at university? Yes, I did maths and statistical science. That is why I love the stats. It is great. Stats are fun. Everything like that. How long have I lived in Manchester? Well, I lived in Manchester when I was a kid. Moved out of Manchester when I was about 19. Moved down to London. Lived in London for 8 years. And I've literally just moved back to Manchester to start afresh with Studio 68. You'll see more of that coming up in the next few months. Very exciting times to have here. Best match I've ever been to. My favourite match of all time that I've been to was probably the Barcelona semi-final with Manchester United in the Champions League in 2007. That was one of the best games I've ever seen. The defensive organisation of Manchester United, the goal that Paul Scholes scored that won the game, the control of Andres Iniesta, of Xavi, Messi, Ronaldinho. It was amazing. It had all the top talents. Nemanja Vidic in his prime, Rio Ferdinand in his prime. It was a brilliant game of football. And for me as a United fan, that was the best game I have ever been to. It was absolutely incredible. A brilliant game of football. I've also liked, I think it was the season before, 2006, Kaká for AC Milan. That AC Milan team was really good. It also almost had like a hoodoo over United for a few seasons where whenever we withdrew out with AC Milan, they'd always take us back to Italy and Crespo would score the winner. But Kaká was, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, Matthew Jarvis is correct here. Moved back to Manchester because Helson threatened me. That was correct. He said some horrible stuff to me and that I had to return to say. But there's someone trying to drop some spam in this thing, so I'm going to hide you from the comments. Get out of here, buddy. Quick on the finger. Do you think we can sign Thiago from Bayern Munich? That is Manchester United, I do imagine. I wouldn't sign him from Bayern Munich. I think he's too injury prone. United need consistency in midfield. For a player like as a playmaker, you need that consistency. For them to have a big influence on the side, they need to be consistently playing week in, week out. And, what we've seen from Thiago at Bayern, his injury record is pretty bad over the season. Benzema in, clear on, and a brilliant save by Sven, using the long barrier there. But Benzema sneaking in. Benzema should have started this game, Zizou. Should have started. Show him why he should have started. Just his ability to drift in behind. Fantastic stuff all together. Lovely jubbly. Lovely bloody jubbly. Good football. Good football. Marcelo on the ball. The goal scorer, the first goal. Got Real back into the game, just holding possession. And this is where it gets really frustrating when you're playing Real Madrid. When they're playing these types of passes, they move it to one wing. They see if they've got an opportunity. There's no opportunity. They come back to themselves. And then they check down the other side. And it's so cautious and so good. Dave, do you think Ander Herrera should be... Javi Martinez doesn't look too good on the bench. Looks like he's taken a knock to the head. He's just been replaced by Tolisso. I love Tolisso. Lovely footballer. Would have loved United to sign Tolisso. Midfield of Tolisso and Pogba would have been perfect. Tolisso would have provided everything that Pogba doesn't provide. The work rate, the ability from range, the aerial threat when he gets in the penalty area. Scored goals in the Champions League so far this season. Wonderful player, but of course at Bayern Munich now doesn't really walk. £10 on 2-1 Real Madrid. £150 on the line for Tommy. That's a real tough one. Tommy, can you cash out? That's the question we want to ask in the stream. Can you cash out? Someone's just said who would win a pork sword fight between you and Howson. Don't know what you mean there. Really don't know what you mean at all. Not sure. Not sure. Moving down the comments. The worst game I've ever been to. Been to some bad games. I went to a Bournemouth game a few seasons ago that was a 0-0 when they were played in League One. I think it was against Hartlepool. It was atrocious football. The best player I've seen live? Well, I've seen Messi, Ronaldinho, Kaká, Ronaldo. The best performance I've probably seen live is from Kaká. When he made Gabby Heinze and Patrice Evra run into each other with his skills. That was the best performance live. The best player, though, probably Cristiano Ronaldo. Enjoying him in his prime was brilliant. Like seeing him in that 2007 season was a season to get hold at United that year. It was just brilliant. 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10 was there. 11 was there. And that's when that was such a fluid team. So good. So good. So it was 2008, not 2007, for the United game I was talking about before. I mean the 2007 Champions League, but the game was correctly, as the magician is saying, was played in 2008. We need an update for Usmanov. Missed the first 70 minutes of the game. The story of the game, Bayern Munich taking an early lead through Joshua Kimmich. Some brilliant interplay from James Rodriguez and Kimmich. Rodriguez playing him through. Rodriguez really ran that first half, completed more passes, created more chance than any other player on the pitch. Second half, though, it's all been about Real Madrid. And they've got back into the game Credit to Zinedine Zidane. Bringing Asensio on at half-time, adding that pace in that final third, the directness. We saw that the break for the goal. Vasquez combining with Asensio for the second goal, that is, killing off, potentially, Bayern Munich. 2 away goals is huge in the Champions League. Dave, you need to be a bit closer to Ash Young. I wish Ash Young would come on my channel. Ashley, if you're watching, call me. Cool. Let's move on. I wanted to find out that no cash out option for Tommy. So we've got to hope, Tommy. We've got to hope that this stays at 2-1. We also want to see some more goals, but at the same time, we kind of want to see that. Milinkovic, Savic and Pogba in Disneyland. Yes, maybe playing for Manchester United. You need a trim, Dave. Yeah, I'm getting a trim tomorrow. Sorry about the hair. It's an absolute disaster. Who's my favourite player of all time? Favourite player of all time? When I was growing up, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the man for me. I love a bit of Paul Scholes. He was good. But Darren Fletcher, probably my favourite player of all time for Manchester United. So crucial to what United did when they were dominant in Europe and in the Premier League. Keep moving down. World Cup favourite, according to you, I'd probably say Germany. I think with Timo Werner, they've got something that is very, very difficult to play against, and that is pace. I think this World Cup may be geared to teams that play on the break a bit more. I think the pitches, the direct football, think about some of the plastic pitches or plastic grass hybrid. Playing direct football will catch people out. The bounces are so dodgy. So that's something I think with Timo Werner, with the quality they've got. Mesut Ozil off Timo Werner is like a dream. You think about the ability Mesut has to play a through ball, and of course Timo Werner's pace. That looks good. So I'd say Germany are my World Cup favourites right now. That, of course, will change. Do you think Sanchez will score against Arsenal? Yes. I think Sanchez was so motivated against City in that second half. And I think that all came down to the transfer. Him being motivated on a personal level. I think against Arsenal, it will be massive. Would I take Benzema at Manchester United? Yes, I would. I think Benzema's a vastly underrated forward. But then United, maybe you'd have to go 4-4-2 and really work with Big Rom. So maybe not. Maybe not. Do you think Roma have a chance? Yes, they do. They've already come back from a number of goals and so forth. So they've definitely got that. Osmanov, are you and Full-Time Devils going to the FA Cup final? Yes, we should be. If we can get tickets. Of course, the tickets are really expensive with that. Karim Benzema just doing some kick-ups in the middle of the pitch. He just wants Tommy to win his cash, win his 115 quid. I think Roma can make the final. They can do. I think if Nangolan is a little bit deeper in midfield and he can get on the ball a little bit earlier than he did, that could be crucial. I'd like to see a sort of 4-4-1-1 from Roma. Playing somebody off Edin Dzeko, but having Nangolan deeper in midfield so he can get on the ball a bit, because arguably that's where he can control the tempo of the game, where he can make the money, make his money, should we say, with that, but 100%. Could you do a series where you statistically go through why players like Fletcher, Carrick and Scholes were so good? Yeah, that'd be quite nice. Why Paul Scholes was so good was because he played an unbelievable amount of long passes in a game. Over the last 5 seasons of Premier League data, nobody's got anywhere near Paul Scholes' 16 completed long passes per game. And that is the difference, his ability to switch the play. So I like Toni Kroos so much because he has that similar thing where he switches it quite a lot, and that's quite tasty. What do I think of Ox's injury? It's sad. It's just sad because, again, I love stories of players that get slated at a club and then they come back and they're pushing forward in their career. Oxlade-Chamberlain at Arsenal, comes to Liverpool, so important in this Champions League run. And again, his energy was missed against Roma in the second half. But similar to other players that have been here, Raheem Sterling, that's getting a lot of heat from the press at the moment, is absolutely disgusting. Daily Mail and the Sun going after him. It's just horrible. It's a horrible part of our society that we need to cut out. Sterling is a wonderful footballer, wonderful talent, seems to have got his head down, seems to be focusing on his football under Pep Guardiola, and for them to go, here we have though Real Madrid playing through, Luka Modric playing as the pivot, edge of the box, looks to slip Vasquez through. Vasquez from right back, only the 3rd time in his career he's played at right back. Casemiro there covering him in a defensive sense, getting into the penalty area once again. I'd love Werner at United, but we'd be stacked. Yeah, honestly, Werner could play on the right wing. I've seen him play on the right wing for Leipzig a number of times. Was really good against Besiktas in the Champions League this season on the right wing. Underrated with the ball at his feet, but in a way he does the damages through the middle. But then again, United switching between a sort of, a 4-4-2 diamond and a 4-3-3 means that you might be able to. It's boosted odds. Tommy, we're just going to have to be in there. We're going to have to breathe. Breathe, Tommy. Everything is going to be okay. Ronaldo's scoring streak may end. Yeah, that is sad. That is going to be a sad story. Incredible performance from Ronaldo. Casemiro getting subbed off. It looks like I think Kovacic will be coming on. Just switching defensive midfield. That's a kind of classic Zinedine Zidane shape. Casemiro, not really having the greatest of games. I'm going to be honest with what I expect from Casemiro, because I have such high standards of Casemiro. And, you know, only, again, if we look at these stats of the game in a defensive sense, there we go, so that took a little bit of time. So only won 1 of his 5 tackles, 2 interceptions. Numbers are so low for Casemiro. Again, the 2 in the penalty area was Franck Ribery absolutely pulling his pants down. Not really good enough from Casemiro, but it's a change. You know, it's a change from Zinedine Zidane, who's got his changes completely right. Bringing Benzema on, bringing Asensio on, and so forth. So favourite teams to watch this season, Lazio. Love watching Lazio. That's my favourite team. They play a defensive-offensive style. It's basically it's a 3-5-1-1 that they can hold the play, but they can also break really quickly. And with Immobile and Milinkovic-Savic, great to watch. My prediction for Arsenal versus Atletico tomorrow: Atletico. I can't see Arsenal doing anything. I think it's going to be a bit of a beating, to be quite frank. What centre-back would you sign for United? Probably Alderweireld would be a good deal. Yeah, Alderweireld would be a good deal. Again, I mentioned before, not sure if United need a centre-half. Would prefer them to strengthen in full-back and at central midfield first would be good. My opinions on Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial is a wonderful footballer. Needs to improve his movement in behind defences and also needs to track a little bit better. You see Firmino's performance yesterday. You know, won the most tackles for Liverpool, created the most chances, scored twice, grabbed 2 assists. If you are someone like an Anthony Martial, you look at Firmino, you're like, holy crap, right, this lad's playing in the semi-final of the Champions League, arguably man of the match, and Mo Salah, Firmino, they were both brilliant, but I could easily put an argument forward for Firmino's ability to link the play and how he linked the play that allowed Salah to get him behind. You know, someone like Anthony Martial needs to take that performance and go, like, okay, what's he doing so well? Well, one of the big things is he's putting a shift in a defensive sense. And again, that would complete Martial as a player. I think he's a wonderful technician, wonderful finisher, but he needs to complete himself as a player. Still got loads of time, though. Very young player. Wouldn't want United necessarily to sell him. But if you're getting a lot of cash, maybe it's time, because there's a lot of players for United that can play left wing. Here we go, Marcelo with a very, very poor clearance into the penalty area. And Ramos has been monumental at the back for Real Madrid this evening. So big with his clearances. Get always in the right place at the right time. Just making those key tackles, key moments, key interceptions. Just so important as well. Look at his stats. Takes the mick when he's got the ball as well. Just doing lollipops, completing dribbles in his own half. What an absolute hero. But we are wrapping up this game. It is 85 minutes, 31 seconds, 32. Bayern really need to score some goals here. Bayern need to go. I'd arguably bring Sandro Wagner on. Chuck him on. See if we can get a goal. Sandro Wagner's a very, very good player. Target man, can bring people in. Massive part of Nagelsmann's Hoffenheim was used as a pivot. What they do is, in terms of opening up passing angles, their centre midfielders will split in a 3-1 midfield. The striker will drop in. They'll fire a long ball to his feet, and Demerby or whoever's playing in the central midfield will look to get on those balls and then advance into the final third in between your lines. That's why Hoffenheim is so good, and Nagelsmann is such a good coach. You know, later down the line, if Mourinho ever leaves Man United, United should go for Julian Nagelsmann, if they can. But Mourinho is here for the long run. 20 years of Mourinho, I can't wait. Cheers on that. Moving down to some more comments. English press is racist. That is a very valid point for certain papers and certain news outlets that do it completely wrong, that need to have a word with themselves, that do some disgusting things written down. Let's move on to the comments. What are your thoughts on Martial's movement? Just sort of spoke about that. I think he's too static sometimes. He looks for the ball too much when he should be making the movement in behind. That had consequently opened up more space for Paul Pogba. When Pogba was playing left central midfield, Martial was playing on the left wing to create and dictate. And arguably he'd score more goals if he did that. Score more goals. What youngsters we'd like to see play next year? I'd like to see them play this year. I'd like to see Chong. I'd like to see Angel Gomez getting them some more minutes. I'd like to see a bit of Ethan Laird as well. I'm a big fan of Ethan Laird. Not Ethan Laird, sorry. That's the wrong one. Ethan Hamilton. Ethan Laird as well. Would like to see him a left back. Very, very good player going forward. But Ethan Hamilton I'd quite like to see. Reminds me a lot of a young Darren Fletcher. And how much I love Darren Fletcher. I'd love to see another one of those coming through. But a great question from Andy Jackson. Yellow T-shirt gaming. Should Bayern have used Sandro Wagner like Mandzukic was used for Juve? There's a chance here, and it's a brilliant save. Keylor Navas coming off the line. Lewandowski. We had a terrible goalkeeping display from Keylor Navas in the first half. Second half, it's getting a big thumbs up. Another wonderful save, 1v1. The Costa Rican shot stopper. Brilliant ball from Tolisso, and was it defend that cleared that? But no, I think it was a goalkeeping save. Great stuff from Bayern Munich. No, cool. We're all cool. Just getting some more thumbs up for the goalkeeping. Tasker loves the goalkeeping. I think he's going to go home tonight and just watch, Peter Schmeichel, Edwin van der Sar videos on YouTube. So if you want to join him doing that, go and check him out. What's the Twitter account? Don't have a Twitter. He doesn't have a Twitter account. I think it's something like I love goalkeepings or I heart goalkeepers, something like that. So make sure you go and check that out. How good is Nagelsmann? Nagelsmann is the shizzle. Young coach, very, very talented. Would you sign Kieran Tierney for United? Yes, I would. Kieran Tierney looks like a very, very good fullback. And I like that he's got fight. That's what I like. I feel United lack a Scottish player. You know how much I like Darren Fletcher? They lack that. I love Scottish players. I feel like they fight. They really, really fight. They've got that aggression. And Tierney is another player like that. Captain Celtic, captain Scotland. The lad's like 21 years old or 20 years old. But what he will give United going forward is he almost runs like an old school winger. You know how old school wingers sort of take people on? They run, they look to knock the ball past. We've just seen Kovacic break through the centre of the pitch. Absolutely poleaxed, and it's yellow card. But that's what Kovacic would bring in central midfield for United, for anyone that's going to sign him. Probably will stay at Real Madrid. But that ability to carry through the thirds, it's a rarity. It's sort of like a Moussa Dembele-esque in a way. The lovely run there. Absolutely gets crunched by Thiago. Sort of bounces that off nearly. But lovely play there. Bounces one tackle, bounces another, and he nearly stays on his feet. Absolute beast. But yeah, Kieran Tierney moves like an old school winger when he's in the wide area, where he sort of like uses his pace, uses his body to move, and very, very good in that final third. And that's what United need. Fullbacks in the final third would be good. Do you have a foot manager save with Man United? Yes, I do. I've got Paulo Dybala, Dele Alli, and Paul Pogba in my team, and it's absolutely sick. I've sort of in the second season. I won the Premier League first season, dominated. Foul, no foul. Marcelo there getting absolutely taken out. But yeah, foot manager save. Got Dybala through the middle. It's going well. I need to play the sort of second half of the season. Probably will win the Champions League. Easy as pie. What do you think Liverpool need to buy next season? I think Naby Keita's a quality acquisition. Where Liverpool struggle is sometimes in their build-up against these weaker sides. Naby Keita's the perfect guy to be a roaming playmaker. My voice is going. It's going, guys. It's about to fall off. But luckily, we're in added time of the game. Or unluckily. We're lucky for Tommy. Tommy, get into the comments. Are you still here? Are you still sweating about your bet? Are you still absolutely getting crazy about your bet? Because, it's going down. Thoughts of the beef between Man United players admitting they're kicking Arsenal players in their unbeaten run. That's football. Sometimes you be over-aggressive in certain games into certain players. I think that's just a different style of football. Yeah, it's maybe not nice to hear that they were targeting a player, they were putting big tackles on him, but that's kind of the game. You can expose players that way if, put them in under physical pressure. They have got some problemos. Of course, the Champions League. Coming into the best part of the Champions League. Do I like fish sticks? No, I don't like fish sticks. My favourite Netflix series, I really like Narcos. Narcos is quality, if you've not checked it out. The first series is about Pablo Escobar. The second one is about the Cali cartel. If you like things about, sort of the cartels, Colombian history and culture, you really do learn about that, which I find is fascinating with Narcos, because it is, it's real life. Obviously, it is dramatised for the TV, but there's a lot of stuff that Pablo Escobar did. I didn't realise. Here we go. Benzema on the counter-attack. Great touch. A ball out to Ronaldo was a weird one. It was offside, and it was a harder pass outside of his foot. And if he'd looked up, he could have played a centro back inside. It would have been a similar back in. What are your thoughts on the 2008 football draft? Oh, are you talking about American football? Not sure what that is. Have you watched The Good Place, Dave? No, I haven't. Is that I'll probably be on to that, so maybe I'll check that out later on this evening before the Peaky Blinders. Love the Peaky Blinders. That is great. We've gone so far away from football chat. I am sorry. We're losing people. People are leaving. They're getting out of here. But the game is nearly over. Bayern Munich 1, Real Madrid 2. Of course, Real Madrid playing away from home, so taking 2 massive away goals back to the Santiago Bernabeu. You could argue that Zinedine Zidane's played this very, very well in terms of the control. But here we have Tolisso breaking between the lines, looks for the 1-2. And again, Sergio Ramos with another massive interception. Looking like he's going to lead the counter-attack. Not too smart defensive play there from Sergio Ramos, who's massively out of position. Vasquez one-on-one with Franck Ribery, who's done very well since he's moved to right back. Plays it inside, wins the ball again from Franck Ribery. Modric, the counter is on for Real. Can they link it is the only thing. Can Modric get that forward pass? He dribbles past Tolisso, cuts back inside, and a tackle comes in from Matt Hummels, who absolutely loses his rag at the players, screaming at them. Game's a little bit broken at the moment. Real need to get back into their shape. Ronaldo chasing the ball back, winning it off Tolisso, but losing again. Here we have a poor touch from Frank Ribery. See you later. Do you think Salah would be performing the way he is without Firmino? No. The whole reason why Salah gets that opportunity to run in behind is because Firmino is drawing players out of that central area. You know, we saw yesterday that happens so frequently. I think without Firmino, Salah doesn't get to where he is. I completely agree there. I think that partnership is really good, but a fantastic partnership together. Have I played the new God of War? No, I have not played the new God of War, unfortunately. I've been playing a bit of PUBG recently. That's what I'm on at the moment. So, the big question. Real Madrid versus Liverpool in the final. It could very much be, Real Madrid with the lead, Liverpool with the lead. Got to put all the eggs in the basket of supporting Liverpool, supporting Real Madrid in that final. 100%. Keylor Navas collecting a goal, getting a little kick off Sergio Ramos. I like that. Bit of team play there. A little bit of kick to the back. Tommy is pumped. He's made some interesting comments in the comments. Fair play to Tommy. If that's what you're into, that I do not say that you should be doing that this evening. You should probably chill out, have a few cans, maybe go to bed, get an early night. But, thanks for joining me. A scout report on Joshua Kimmich playing right back. That'll be coming. The scout report will move from central midfield to fullback in the coming months, especially for the World Cup. That's it? Game, set, match? Game is over. Real Madrid 2, Bayern Munich 1. What a game we had here. Just to do some quick analysis before we sign off. I think the big thing for this game for Real Madrid was the change at half-time. A fantastic change from Zizou, showing why he's won 2 Champions Leagues back-to-back. He keeps getting it right in these bigger games. If we break down the game by the key events, like we can do, of course, on StatZone. The link is in the description below. There's some pitch invasions at the Allianz. There's a fellow with his shirt off. He's in the 30. He's in the 20. Can he score the touchdown? He can do. There's nobody there. No one's going to take him out. And BT Sport take it away before we can see he's converted the touchdown. No, he's been nailed by about 3 security guards. But anyway, back to the analysis. So the story of the game, of course, Robben and getting injured early, Thiago coming on. The first goal, a fantastic move from Bayern, front to back, brilliant football down the wing, lovely through ball from James Rodriguez, and a fantastic finish. Kimmich using his, sort of because he's so good at crossing and so good at delivering in that wide area, kind of use that to sort of maybe fool Navas and then smashed it near post. Great goal, but brilliant play from James Rodriguez, who had a fantastic game in the first half especially. And he kind of drifted out of this game. So if we compare his second pass map, not a little bit more moving the ball from side to side. I think it kind of changed it because Bayern Munich had to come on to Real Madrid. He played slightly higher at the pitch and just didn't play as good a pass as he did in the second half. But a great performance from the first half from James Rodriguez. Moving further down again, the first goal for Real Madrid scored by the one and only Marcelo. I was banging on. He's not created any chances. He's not put no crosses into the box. And then he does this. The ball comes out, Carvalho headed across, and Marcelo on the half volley strokes it into the back of the net. But Sven, the Bayern Munich keeper, could have done a bit better in that situation. And of course, the goal that won the game, the tactical change that for Zinedine Zidane, it was here. That was the one at half-time, a tactical change. That's what the app's telling us. That's what happened, of course. Fantastic stuff there. Marco Asensio coming on, scoring a fantastic goal. Brilliant counter-attack on the break with Vasquez, combining and looking good. The impact of Asensio for this Real Madrid team is so big off the bench. He's been absolutely incredible off the bench. And if we just took a look at his stats and his impact in the final third was fantastic. Gave that pace, that directness, and the goal that arguably could put Real Madrid into the 3rd Champions League final in a row. We didn't have any Ronaldo goals, which obviously is a little bit upsetting, but we had a lot of fun nonetheless. You see Asensio not playing too many passes, but playing them in the right areas for the right time. The 1-2, of course, with Vasquez, absolutely fantastic. The dribbles that he did, the one dribble for the goal, absolutely fantastic. Not really putting much defensive work in, but it was brilliant. The guy, though, I think is going to get man of the match is Sergio Ramos. What a performance. What a performance. I think the big thing with him was his defensive work was fantastic. Again, 2 of his 2 dribbles we already looked at before, but 8 ball recoveries. Making it into a situation where Real Madrid, these situations, all in and around the penalty area, those wide areas is why he's the best centre-back in world football. Because he goes out there, he wins that goddamn ball. Brilliant defending. Because he's played centre-back before. You know what I mean? Played centre-back before, full-back before, so comfortable playing as a full-back. But those ball recoveries, vital for Real Madrid. Of course, the 3 interceptions as well, in and around the penalty area, in the key areas. The one outside the box was brilliant. And of course, the 5 clearances. And that is going to be a wrap for Statman Dave tonight. Thanks for watching. Make sure, of course, to like the video, subscribe if you're new. I've been Statman Dave. That has been enough for enough. Are we ready for the end slate, Stephen Howson? Are we ready to kill this off and go for a beer?